the house key into the car engine. Uh, ro- yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we should be. They can hear me. And we're live.
Oh, we're live. Hello. Thanks for tuning in to Logomancy Media and Roll for Wishes. My name is Jason, aka Ampersands, and I'm going to be running a one shot of Killer Ratings, which is a largely improv and rules light game about a ghost hunting reality television show fighting for renewal. But instead, at the end, it turns out our cast and crew are going to be fighting for their lives. We are playing with our lovely players. I'll give them a chance to do a quick intro, but Kate, we'll start with you.
I knew you were going to start with me. Hi, I am Kate, and you can find me with Logomancy, and I am playing today Wisame Oxendine, and both of us share she, her pronouns. Wisame is our gadget expert and one of the hosts of the show. She will be handling surveillance equipment, speaking with the ghosts, and has a pretty don't poke the not deer mentality.
Wonderful. Vixie, who are you? Who are
Oh,
you, and who are you playing?
I'm going second today. I'm so relieved.
Mhm.
Hey, everybody. My name is Vixie Bell. I'm your friendly neighborhood player here at the Logomancy table. Excited to be here. And today I am playing Matilda Suarez de Rosario, an 80-year-old lady who has somehow gotten to be the bodyguard of this ragtag band of wannabe spook hunters. Yeah. Yeah, she's 80 years old and she's a lean, mean, chancla flinging machine.
Wonderful. Quinn, who are you, and who are you playing?
I'm just so excited that I didn't have to go first. I wouldn't have known what to say because this is my first time on a stream, so I'm super
Oh,
excited
hell
to be here with
yeah!
Logomancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
First of many because I signed up for way too many things. So if you want to see me in more things, I'm in like 6 this month.
Yeah.
I'm Quinn. I use any pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Dr. Francine Louise Adeline Claire, who uses she, her pronouns. She's our academic who's here to keep everyone grounded in the fact that ghosts are totally and 100% not real, and she doesn't even know what she's doing or how she got here, but she's here to keep everyone grounded in the truth of the matter, which is that all of this mystical stuff that we're investigating is just all there's a scientific explanation for everything.
And Neon, I know Logomancy, you've been on Logomancy a bunch of times, but who
Hi.
are you, and who are you
Yeah.
playing?
I'll be playing Madame Mystery, psychic extraordinaire. Readings at a cost. Your satisfaction or your money back guaranteed. No refunds, though.
No refunds. And hopefully we'll be joined later by our camera person, but they're unmiked for now. And I am playing, so I'm Jason, I'm Ampersand's your GM today, and I am also have a director character that is going to help kind of prod the characters along through most of the game. And I'm playing Mariner Hartzog, who went to film school and thought he'd be an important director, and now he's doing this. So unhappy with his lot in life, and his pronouns are he, him, and mine are he, they. And let's go ahead, and I think we can just we have the donation link. We're raising money for Make-A-Wish International as part of the Roll for Wishes fundraising campaign, of which James of Logomancy Media is one of the international. Neon, what's the word here? Not the contact, but he's
Make-A-Wish
organizes it.
International's. He's an organizer. He's the event organizer for Roll for Wishes. Logomancy plays a huge part in organizing all of everything, but that's whatever. What matters is that we're all here. We're all amazing creators, and we're all here to raise money for critically ill kids and their families, or kids
Yes.
suffering from critical illness and their families, and getting them back to everyday life and helping them feel like normal. So
Yes.
if you're interested, follow the donate link. There's also a stream bot that's going to send the general Logomancy stream link through. If you want to affect this game specifically, wait for It's Neon Graffiti, that's me, to show up in the chat and pop up that donation link again, and you can affect this game and how it plays out. So we're very excited.
Yeah, a lot of the donation rewards are going to be specific to the end of the game, but some of the ones that you can do at any time are will be having our players roll dice to see if their character provokes the ghost as they move throughout our haunted location. You can donate some money to make them roll extra dice to provoke the ghost faster. You can also submit a social media style report of your experience in the haunted location, whether that's you or any character you come up with, and you'll be able to submit that through the donation form. And also you can add elements into the rooms that we are exploring, and basically have it kind of help shape the story. And yeah, we have some other donations as well that are larger that will mostly affect the final part of the story. But we'll go over those soon. But they're available, and you can. I've got the dashboard open to keep track of who donated what. So thanks everybody for watching, and let's get started. Our show that we are trying to save is Paranormies, and Poltergeist Spirit Investigators, because we have mostly queer cast, both in game and out of game. It is a third-rate cable TV reality show, threatened with cancellation, and as kind of a last-ditch effort, we are here at Hexwood Park, a haunted theme park that's still in operation. However, it's the end of the season and they have closed for the winter, and we are on location at night after the park is closed, to investigate the rumors that this place is haunted, and it has something to do with the witch hunts of the early times of this country.
Dun, dun.
So let's go ahead. All right, we're recording and camera is live. Everyone is mic'd. All right, Weezame, go ahead and roll your intro.
Okay, are we ready? Everybody ready? Right.
Darling, I'm
Shake out
always
the
ready for the
spookies.
camera.
Okay, all right. I'm going to intro the show. But everybody ready? Let's get into it. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Paranormies and Poltergeist Spirit Investigators. I am your host, Weezame, and I am here with all of your favorites. We've got my girl Tiamati here, and we are today at Hexwood Park, and we've got exclusive access to never before seen parts of the. Do I need to retake that? Do you want me to back up and retake that? I fumbled it a little bit.
Oh, we can fix it in post, I'm sure.
All right. Okay.
I thought you were continue. You were perfect, brilliant.
You got my back. Okay. All right. Today we are at Hexwood Park and we have exclusive access to never before seen areas with real histories of hauntings. And we are being joined today by Madam Mystery and
Hello,
also
darlings.
Dr. Francine Louise Adeline Auclair.
Yes.
Amazing. We're so excited to have you here today as we explore Hexwood Park. Ooh,
Of
Dun
course.
dun
theme
dun.
song.
Credits
Right.
roll.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are all at the entrance to the park, and it's the midway, and it's kind of where, like, you're past the ticket booths. We'll have like a drone shot flying over and like quickly like going over the ticket booths and showing y'all standing in the middle of the street. There's there's shops, there's concession stands. What kind of stuff is here? Like, I think a lot of the stuff is closed. I'll say that nothing's really shuttered yet, but a lot of the food concession stands the food has been emptied out, and since it's closed for the season. But I will say that it's definitely a windy evening, and the moon is full, and it's definitely got some spooky end of autumn, beginning of winter vibes. What else do we see here? What other sort of things do we see?
Definitely a giant Ferris wheel. An old Ferris wheel. It's kind of like the one I have in my background where it's got little lights. It has lights on it and things. Obviously, it's off right now, so it's a little spooky. And because it is a giant metal thing, it might be maintained, but it's still kind of got a little squeak to it, as like like, because when it's windy, it shifts just ever so much, and just enough to make that high pitched, like kind of creepy metallic squeak. The like that kind of sound. So,
I can't believe they got away with such gaudy Halloween decorations. And they left them up, too. Ugh.
Excuse me, Gaudi was a very, very good artist. This is not Gaudi.
Oh, sorry. Tacky, perhaps, is the word, then.
Oh, that I can agree with.
It's
there ain't
awful
nothing wrong
for
with
the
tacky.
spirits.
We're at a theme park. Everything's got to be all themed. So like witches hanging from trees and broomsticks and things like that. That like just. Are you sure they're Halloween decorations and not up year round because it's a witch park?
Oh, well, you see, around this time of year, even the most themed of parks add extra flair. It angers the spirits.
Oh my goodness. Quinn, what's something else that we see here?
I think looking to something perhaps a little bit more interesting and accurate, because this is a park on a location where something historically did happen. I think by the entrance there is the only kind of nod and acknowledgement to the true history of the park is a little like plaque sign describing the events that actually happened here of the witch trials, and maybe naming a couple of the names, but it's small and off to the side.
Oh,
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, actually, yes. Let's sorry, Quinn, what's your character's name? We don't have labels. We should gotta add those on.
That's okay. I don't remember half of the other people's characters' names.
Oh no.
Just Francine is fine.
Francine.
Yeah.
Francine, actually, yes. Let's get a shot of you reading, kind of summarizing the plaque. You don't have to read the whole thing. This isn't a history show.
Well, the history is by far the most interesting thing about this place, but fine. They don't actually include a ton of detail here. I think they could go into more, but it basically just details the names of a few of the women who were involved, who were obviously falsely accused of witchcraft. Witchcraft isn't a thing.
Witchcraft is very much a thing, darling.
Right, well, they were certainly falsely accused, and there's rumor about the reason why these women in particular were accused. Perhaps it was someone in the town holding a grudge against them, someone in the town who thought they had behaved in a improper manner for the time, and thus these accusations were brought against them. There were far more arrested than actually killed, as is true of most witch trials. But it also lists the names of some of the pastors and the judges and etc. who were involved in the trial. It's really quite interesting, and I can go into more detail than is provided here if you think that's necessary.
I think I would like for Madam Mystery to get a closer look at the plaque. Let's get the camera around over here.
Absolutely.
And I think see if you get any senses or feelings. Maybe touch the plaque and
Absolutely.
repeat some of the names. We can call out to them. I'm gonna get out one of my surveillance devices as you ask these questions and see if we can
Oh,
catch
sure.
anything on the devices.
I forgot how old I am, so I need to remember my old lady voice. But
I think you said like 80.
yeah, she's 80 years old, and I'm like, oh, I sound way too young for an 80-year-old. But anyway, she walks over to Lisa May and says, well, did they rebel against the proletariat or something? Is that what happened? That's very, very progressive for the 17th century. Or rather, it's the other way around. The proletariat rebelled against it. Well, it all gets fuddled when you get older,
Yes, I can see that.
Are you hungry? Do you want a tamale? She pulls out. She reaches into her bag and pulls out this aluminum foil wrapped tamale for you.
Franny, you might want to explain though.
Just takes it and like starts.
Like still warm. Like you have no idea how this lady cooked this, but she did it.
Franny, you may want to explain the Salem witch trials and other witch hunts in during the Puritan times to Tiamati.
Yes. Right. Well, the Salem witch trials are obviously the most well-known of the witch trials, but there were actually several others, many of which were based on something called spectral testimony, which is the idea that people, sometimes children, would have visions of these women in the town doing things to them, causing them to perhaps go mute, be unable to speak, have strange sort of things happen to them physically. And the explanation was that it was witchcraft. Again, obviously, it wasn't witchcraft, just a made up sort of story being told.
And that's where you're wrong, Professor. These women were powerful. They had the capacity to change the world around them. Some could conjure trees from nothing. Some could light fires with their bare hands, and some, like myself, could talk to the dead.
Right, well, why don't you do that then?
Okay, I will.
You
And
know,
I'll
this all,
put my
The plaque?
this all could have been solved with a chancla. Like if they had just disciplined their children properly. It's true that works
don't
very
think-
well in our
I don't
culture.
think they had chanclas.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. That explains
You're
very,
so
very
right,
much.
Tia. And I'm gonna put my hands on the plaque, and I'm gonna roll my eyes back and start mumbling. This is the burial place of the Fairway Coven. They were lit. Ooh, they were lit on the hot fires of the stake by Candy Cornwell, the witch hunter. And ooh, they perished a burning death, and their ghosts haunt this place and remain trapped here on the roller coaster of doom.
I think at this point, Tiamati's gotten has found herself sees the machine for cotton candy, and is while this elaborate situation is happening, has just like wandered over to the cotton candy machine and is trying to figure out if she can turn it on. And like as this is happening, like all this, like you hear the noise of the machine turning on as like this is culminating. But I don't think anyone's really noticed Tiamati's wandered off and done something, so you just hear the noise of the cotton candy machine.
The head of the
Uh.
coven is Serafina. She's talking to me now. Ooh, I can hear
Lisa
her
May
talking.
has a device out that is like meant to capture like the EMP of the ghost speaking to them, but it is absolutely capturing the sound of the cotton candy machine.
Oh, of course.
And it's
Yeah,
lighting up.
absolutely.
Yes.
Whereas Lisa May's like, oh my goodness, y'all seeing this? Look, it's going red. That's the
Sud-
ghost.
oh no. Suddenly there is down the street, there is the sound of like
I wonder if Tiamati 100% thinks this is the cotton candy machine, and she like hits it.
oh
It's
my.
going green now. It's going green.
She's like, "Coño, trabaja!" And like that's it. And like she just, which is curse word that I can't say in English since I've already said. Ask your parents what that means, kids. Anyway, and the other word is work. Like, darn it, work. Essentially, is what she has said to translate it for our non-Spanish speaking audience.
All right.
So
I'm gonna Weezame, I know you're busy trying to
I can hear the
if the cotton
ghosts
candy
already.
machine is haunting, but go check that out, please.
You know, it's actually a misconception that witches were burned. They were mostly hanged.
I believe the correct word is hung, darling.
they still weren't burned.
Sometimes
You're
they were
wrong.
Right, because your ghost told you.
They are telling me, Seraphina, the head of the Fairway Coven, is telling me that they were burned.
I really need you to go check out that sound before whatever it was
I
gets away.
can feel the heat of it.
Oh no.
We gotta
Does anybody
go.
go
We gotta,
and
oh.
check out the sound?
We got it's like a compass. Got to sound over. Gotta go.
Was it coming from
Wait,
inside the
everybody
park or
follow.
outside the park?
Down like further inside the park from one of the
Okay.
stores. Like
Oh, okay.
it's kind of one of those like the large shutter doors are still open. So there's like it's like the wall is open and you can kind of wander in.
Are we all hearing you on our earpieces? Is that correct? I just want to make sure that
Yes.
I'm also
Yeah.
hearing this.
Yeah, everybody's got a earpiece. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Like, because I think at this point, no idea how this is even happening, but it is sugar. Sugar doesn't necessarily go bad that fast. But there is, like, Tiamati now has a roll of hot pink cotton candy that she has figured out how to make. And when she hears that on her earpiece, she's like, oh, we should really get going. And like turns the cotton candy machine off. And starts wandering towards like where they were told to go.
Yep.
Like this lady like fully expects everyone to like be going in the same direction, by the way. So complete lack of awareness.
Wizame like taps her ear to hear, the director, and is like, "Does anyone hear that? I think there's something going on down that way. We need to go investigate. All right, come on, folks." And she's talking to the camera, and she's like, "Let's go see if we can catch some ghosts." And like does the like transition of like, "Let's go check it out," and then like starts walking in that direction.
Yeah. As you approach the like one of the souvenir shops, you walk in and there's like a lot of like toys and bubble wands and stuffed animals as part like with the theme park mascots. And it occurs to you like what happened. There's one like rotating stand of toys has fallen over because of the wind. You know those chickens that you squeeze and they go ah? They're dressed like witches, and they fell over, and one of the chickens like made its noise, and that's probably what you heard. In fact, Weezy, you go ahead and you pick it up, and then like push it back over, and again the chicken goes ah.
Even now, I can hear them. I can hear the screams of the Fairway Coven.
Can I take the chicken and hand it to Miriam? Like, here's your ghost.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
And I will take it
then,
and I'll
like-
squeeze it again. But like underneath, like I'm wearing, like I am dressed like a traveling carnival's soothsayer, like like full like
Mhm.
big purple head wrap, the like robes,
A lot of velvet
And I'll-
tassels.
lots of velvet and tassels. And every time she
Oh.
introduces, every time somebody like comments on her outfit, she's like, "Thank you, it's traditional Romani. I got permission to wear it. I promise."
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Oh shoot.
Woo! Okay.
Oh,
But
girl.
Oh my
Bless your
gosh.
heart.
All right. So at this
Um,
point, before we move on to the next room, I'm going to have everybody make a provoke roll. So
provoke.
Absolutely.
let's explain the character stats in this game. Every character only has 2 stats: provoke and survive. And you have 5 points to spend among the two stats, and they must be at least 1 and a maximum of 4. So everyone's going to roll a d6, and if you
Okay.
roll equal to or less than your provoke, you have ticked off a clock. We are filling a clock for Act 1 to see how quickly we get the ghost. However,
I rolled.
Oh, 2 things. We've gotten some donations in, but
Yeah.
the mediocre rogue has given an extra die to N, who's not here. Hopefully will be joining us later. So I'll mark that, unless the mediocre rogue, if you're still here and you want to give it to somebody else, just type in chat. And also thank you to Kathleen for $25, and who gave Weeza May an extra token to survive the hunt later on.
That's so
Yeah.
good, Kathleen.
Thank you so much. And also, I'm going to have, gosh, I think a lot of you were, I'm going to definitely have Weezame and Meta Mystery roll an extra die.
An
Kind of like
extra?
advantage. Yeah, so if either die succeeds, then it's a success. But if
Okay.
your first die already succeeded, then great.
I rolled a 6 on my first die, which I believe
you
is a
got-
success for me.
No, you rolled over. You want to roll
I want to roll
for
under.
you, I think your provoke is 4, so you want to roll
Yes.
4 or less.
Oh, okay, hold on.
This
The
is
second one was a
like-
1.
There we go. Did anybody else roll low enough to provoke the ghost?
Nope.
I rolled a
Or
3
high
and my
enough.
provoke is a 3.
Oh, that's one. Okay, we've got 2 ticks.
I
on the
rolled a
clock.
1 and my provoke is a 2.
Oh, that's 3
Am I
ticks
the
on the
only one
clock.
who didn't provoke it?
You didn't.
That checks out.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Because
rolled
it's
I
not
rolled
real,
a 1.
obviously.
Wonderful.
But we're trying to make a TV show here. We are trying to save the show.
Mm-hmm.
We need
People
to save
could
the show.
watch
This is the
A TV
season
show grounded in
finale.
history.
Darling,
Well, then make it spooky history.
if this show is still living, why can I hear it?
Like, and she's like laughing,
ain't
like she's
dead
doing that
yet.
like this is so stupid. Like,
Oh my gosh,
in the middle of the
amazing.
argument, like she's just squeezing the stupid doll. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I want to note that at some point, Weezame reached out and exchanged the tamale for the cotton candy. She assumed that it was for her. Because she's
Oh,
so used to taking she's so used to taking food from Tiamati that like she's just like, this is for me now.
Yes, there is a bite taken out of it, so but
It's
enjoy.
share and share alike.
Yes, she puts the tamale back in her big hot pink medical bag. Like it's this fairly large size bag for a little old lady, but yeah. And she looks at Francine and
Keep
says,
going on
"You're
that.
little Abby, do you want something to eat? I have these." And she holds out like those questionable strawberry candies that have no brand name that somehow exist in the bag of every old woman who ever existed. We don't know where they find them, but they're the conspiracy candies. So she holds those out to you.
I want to say that I love those candies. Those are great.
Yeah. The little ones
Good.
that are wrapped like strawberries.
Yeah.
The ones that
They're
are wrapped
the-
like strawberries,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Those are the
I don't
exact
know where
things
they
I'm
come
like,
from.
I like
They're
them
just
too.
pure-
No idea.
Yeah,
They're
we just
pure.
nobody knows what they are, where they come from. They just exist in
They're
our reality. And
definitely
we're just
from
like,
the
okay.
Yeah.
They're from,
Oh,
I thought they were
absolutely.
from
They're
Brock's.
space
Thought they were like from the Pick a Mix or whatever.
The mystical
of feel
place
like-
known as Tesco.
If the camera is on her, Franny will
Absolutely.
be like, no, I'm working. But maybe later she'll like sneak one if the camera's not on her, because I like those too. But no,
Awesome.
on camera, professional. We don't need to eat. We're filming TV content.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The ghosts. The ghosts.
Oh,
They're demanding a candy. They haven't had
Okay.
sweets in decades.
Yamaki puts a strawberry candy in Madame Mystery's hand. There you go. You can
This
tell
will
them
please
they're
them.
welcome to some candy.
This will please them greatly. It'll also please them if they're asking for approximately $10 USD.
So, well, you know what they can do to earn $10 USD? They can clean my floor.
How do the witches know? How did the ghosts know what USD is?
I mean,
They didn't
they're
have
old,
it.
but they're not ancient.
Well, they
Certainly-
didn't have US dollars.
Well, I'm doing conversions for them.
had
They
coin
actually
and
asked for 6
copper.
gold coins.
Okay, that's acceptable.
That
I don't think
would
you can
be
get
a
6
lot.
gold coins for $10.
You're more than $10.
Not that I was a history major, but weren't the witch trials before the United States was founded as a country? Wasn't it still colonies?
I don't know, man.
There was no United
I
States.
as a person, don't know, man.
Oh, that was my director voice. That was Mariner.
They were still working in crowns or something. You know, the English, they're weird. They don't use
There's the-
spices, I suspect.
Pounds, wasn't it? Pounds and
Pounds.
Yes.
penny farthings and whatnot.
Right, definitely. They were asking for
A cow.
2 pounds
Oh,
and half
They
a
got paid
chicken.
in cows.
You know what we can give them? We
wow.
can give them something more valuable than all of that. I have the perfect solution. One moment. And she goes into her hot pink medical bag. She pulls out some cinnamon sticks and like hands
my
them out and
God.
says, "Here you go. You conquered the whole world for spices and didn't use any of them. So here you are."
Oh, they didn't like that. They weren't the conquerors. They were the oppressed. The
Where's
oppressed
my
women
O card?
of the
Where's my
early,
O card?
the
O card.
1800s.
Oh my god.
Lisa May's just decided, like,
Perhaps if your ghosts want to eat candy or make money, they could show themselves and we could give it to them directly.
Yes, yes, show yourselves, spirits, spirits. If you're here, give us a sign. A sign. And I'll like swish my cloak around a lot, and in swishing my cloak around, I'll like take a little like rock or something out of one of my robes and like toss it in the distance. So like it makes like a ting 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 noise somewhere behind us.
All right.
did anybody catch that? I heard a rumble.
All right.
Oh.
I think we're done. I think we better investigate some other parts of the park, and someone tell Stevie Nicks to go get a rock.
Okay.
And maybe
Steven
we
Nixon.
I mean Madam Mystery, but you know, it's maybe we can I think that Ferris wheel is absolutely worth checking out, and we get some good footage there.
We could also go to the fun house too. Those scary movies always take place inside the fun houses with the serial killing and the murders in there, and then everyone gets stuck in the mirrors and then people are dying. It's a very dramatic thing.
Oh gosh, yes. I think we'll definitely check that out. But the Ferris wheel is on the way, so definitely let's.
Cameras may steal
right.
your soul, but
Let's get
mirrors
on.
trap them forever.
Of course, whatever you want, young man. It is fine. I'm just here because I have tamales. I need to make sure my Wheezy May is fed, and also that everyone in La Madre Patria sees what a good little spook hunter she is.
It's me. All right, gang. We are headed over to the Ferris wheel. Now, this Ferris wheel has been around since the 1970s, since the inception of the park. And before that, it was being used at a theme park on the coastline that came down in a hurricane. So it's seen some stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head on over to the Ferris wheel. They call it the Chunkadunk, and each of the baskets are meant to look like a wooden bucket. And if you survive the Ferris wheel, you are determined not to be a witch, which I think is a little bit dismissive of the trials that the witches went through. But let's go check it out, because if I was a witch, I would haunt that too. So let's head on over to the Ferris wheel and see what we can see.
You see, it was a fairly inaccurate way of testing somebody for witchhood, because witches were obviously made of wood, and therefore they floated on the water rather than drowning.
As Madam Mystery is like channeling with the eyes closed, like Tiamati just kind of like very gently like turns her to the right direction so she doesn't like walk into a pole. So she could keep walking and like doing her channeling thing.
Yes. I can feel the hands of the spirits upon me.
Just if you could just open an eye, that would be very good.
That's probably just the wind. You know, this is so it was so terrible what they did. You know, it's like you said, Madam Mystery, if the person suspected of being a witch drowned, then that cleared them, but they were dead. So good. I'm so glad they did that.
It was a terrible fate for those non-witches, the ones who could not float and were not made of wood.
Yeah, I don't think witches were made of wood or exist, other than the
You know,
Wiccan
things
sense,
like
which
that-
you know, that's
things
something
like
else.
Things like that can lead to a revolt. It's very easy to do a revolt. You know, when I was young and virile, I was in a rebellion and for my country, and we almost got there, except that one guy fucked it all up for all of us. But that feels like it's history everywhere.
Oh, can you retake that line and be sure to use fudge instead of the other word?
Yes, I will use
All right,
fudge.
look right into the
What
camera
did
and
I
say
just
that
say?
again. And yep.
What did I just say?
You were talking about a revolution about one guy who fudged it all up for
Right,
you.
there was a revolution, and that one guy fudged it all up for all of us. Also, I thought we get at least one. Are we not? Does it look PG-13 definition?
Oh,
And she's like
Well, we
pointing
get
at it
one
like,
for everybody.
Did I use it? Am I not?
It's okay. We're gonna edit
Bananas.
around it. Don't you worry. I got you, girl. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. I don't
want
worry.
to
I will
make
capture
sure-
everything on my phone. And she like takes out this old iPhone, like it's an old model iPhone. It's all dinged up. Like no, does it work? We don't even know. Screen's cracked, but okay. And she's like just starts recording, and she says, "Look at my baby. She is so good. She was the best spookster that's ever happened." She starts yattering off
Come on.
loudly
Yeah.
and obnoxiously. And all of it is just praise. Like it's all
Ouch.
praise about how amazing you're doing, et cetera, all that good stuff.
She reaches over and turns her wrist just a little bit so that the camera can see the phone recording, like that it's caught by the camera, so that everyone can see. Look how cute Lisa May was as a child.
Mhm.
She's like,
Yes.
oh, stop! You don't have to keep showing that. Keep showing it.
Yes. And she immediately she fawns. She's like, "Look at my Wheezy May. She's been chasing spooks since she was 2. She came over to my house because she thought I was a ghost. And then I gave her tamales, and it was all uphill from there. In a good way."
It was uphill because everything was kind of uphill where we were living. A lot of uphill.
yeah. Do we, from an out of games perspective, do we want to take a quick break? Just to, oh no, I think we got it. Never mind.
We're good.
Fantastic. Great. But also from an in-game perspective, I need some details. Like when we get to the Ferris wheel, what are some details in and around the Ferris wheel? It's called the Ka-chunk-a-dunk, based on dunking suspected witches to determine that they aren't. What else is
There we
here?
go.
I think that
Around
it's
it.
made out of wood.
The spirits informed me that our camera woman's mic was off, so I turned it on. I reached over.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I don't need to be on for this.
No, darling, you always have such a good way with the ghosts, with the spirits. They like you.
I am very concerned all of a sudden.
You hear Teresa, you hear the director over your headset being like, "Don't worry, Madam Mystery's been like that ever since we started taping. Just you're good. You're good. Sorry about your mic." What to everybody? What are some details around the Ferris wheel?
I did say it was metal, and I think the frame is metal, but the baskets are actually made of wood. Like they're straight up like wooden things.
And I would say the bottom is like painted to look like the bottom of each bucket is painted to look like it's in water. So it's like dunking.
Yeah.
And I would say in the center of the Ferris wheel is a large wooden medallion. And I say medallion because it does have carvings in it that looks like it may have some vague runic, like pastiche together by the creators of the theme park, kind of like putting a theme over the existing Ferris wheel to be like, now it is a witch themed one, and we've made up some symbols to throw on it, and like faking it out without looking up to see what they were.
Oh yes, that's potentially a problem. Yes.
I can't believe it. They modeled the Ferris wheel controls after a Ouija board.
Well,
Oh.
let's get a closer look at that.
The ride controller would turn the machine on by sliding the planchette to yes, and turn it off by sliding it to no.
Like this, Tiamat immediately does this.
Oh no.
There's a zoom in
Oh,
on the
no.
camera. There's a zoom in on the motion.
The Ferris wheel starts creaking and slowly moving. It's still on. It has been lit up, and it's still on. And you hear the director goes, "Okay, I don't know if our insurance is going to cover that. Please turn it off."
Wait, let's ask the ghosts to turn it off. If there is anyone here with us tonight,
Uh,
turn off the Ferris wheel by sliding the planchette to no.
spirits,
Wait.
you've heard us.
Have they?
You've heard us.
If
Spirits,
anyone is
please.
here,
Hold on a minute.
Um,
That's not a very good way to ask anyone for anything. What are you offering in return? Look, spirit, whoever you are, these children are being very rude. I know they're not even saying please, but you know what I have for you? I have something very good. I will take this out. And she pulls out the tamale from earlier and she puts it
the
on top of the
half-eaten one.
planchette. I will give you a tamale if you can do what my Wiseme asks. She's really wanting to see a ghost, and she's the best spook hunter ever to exist. And we really want to see you do the thing. And so I will offer you food.
Get one of the strawberries.
Oh, do you want the candies?
Sweeten the deal and give them a
I
strawberry.
can hear our show's coffers being emptied by the insurance costs
We
right
need
now.
to turn
Please turn it off.
I'll turn it off. I'm like, as much as I would also love to see a ghost turn off the Ferris wheel, I think we should probably do that ourselves.
You
Dr.
must do it
Francine.
properly, though. You must gently put your hands upon the planchette and allow the spirit to flow through you. And I
Yes,
will put my
maybe
hands
close
on
your
the
eyes.
planchette as well.
At the
Close
same
your
time,
eyes.
yes.
Please,
Yeah,
Dr.
and,
Together.
Francine, allow the
As you do
spirit to.
Tiamati's like helping you. Like she's like kind of like in that kitchen way where like if she's telling you how to cook something, she's like, very gently, you have to grab it very like this, you know, and it like out of context sounds horrific, but like in context is obviously applying to the thing you're doing. So
Wisame reaches down and pulls out the plug as
Oh.
they are trying to move the planchette so that everyone gets a little ooh moment on camera to be like, and like very quickly like tries not to be spotted doing that. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll get a reaction out
I
of them now.
well, all of us have our hands on the planchette. I take my elbow and I squeeze it against the pocket where I put the rubber chicken from earlier, so it screams.
Oh no.
And I let the spirits guide us, and by let the spirits I mean I am guiding us to the no side without like actively like pulling everyone. I'm just like gently, ghostly,
Oh, wow.
spiritly.
So we have the Ferris wheel gradually comes to a stop again. And we have hear the chicken going off, and yeah. And there is can I have everybody make a provoke roll? And to
God. We wanna
remind
get-
everyone again, it's 1d6. If you roll equal to or lower than your provoke score, you succeed. If you roll high, then you don't. However, I get to add a couple dice here and there. First off, the Mediocre Rogue did do a donation to give N an extra die once, so we're going to do that now. So you roll 2 dice, and if either succeed, then that is a success. I think I'm also going to give Wisame an extra die.
Okay, good. I got a 1 on the first one.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I got a 4. I'm good.
Our camera woman rolled twice and got 2 and a 4, and they only have a 1 on the
In
provoke.
provoke.
So,
Yep. So we're
they
good.
are provoke. We're good.
No, that's not provoke. You rolled higher. You want to roll
Okay.
low to provoke. So if you want to stay safe, roll higher. Yes.
We're safe for now.
One. So we have 2 provoke.
I rolled a 4
3.
on my 4.
Got it. So okay, so we have 2 people who rolled equal to or lower. Okay. 2 ticks of the clock.
I rolled a 1 and a 6, and my provoke is 3.
Got it. Okay. There is, after the Ferris wheel stops spinning down, one of the buckets at the bottom is kind of still swinging on its own, and you hear some thunking in it.
let's go investigate, y'all. We need to go see. Let's get this on camera. I'm
Tiamat
going to
like, getting the
pull
tamale
out.
and like, the sweets. Put them in your bag. So
I'm going to pull out my pyramid, which is good for use in quiet spaces. It will measure the energy around. We're going to set it right in the seat of this bucket and see what we can get.
As you lean over the bucket to place the pyramid onto the seat, you don't even get that far, because as you start to like lean over, a possum just kind of pokes its head up and looks at you, goes, and then like jumps out of the bucket.
Weezame actually does hiss back in a pitch perfect possum.
Teresa catches it right in the moment as the face makes, and will radio over to the director while also voicing things. I believe that is going to be the screenshot or the title.
Oh,
of
that
it.
was so
So
good. That
good.
was
It's
so
so
good,
good.
Teresa. That was great. Thank you. Oh. Oh, thank you for getting that shot. That's gold.
Well, folks, it looks like we did not catch ourselves a spirit. We just caught ourselves a possum. That'll make a good
Ma-
dinner to someone if they can catch it.
Animals are often messengers of the spirits. They have better senses than we do and are more entwined with the world. Perhaps
What
it
was
was
the
a messenger from the other side.
What
The
was the
message
message?
was, leave me alone.
I agree.
That's actually the most accurate thing I think you've said all day.
I only speak truths. You academic types are all the same. I can't believe we brought someone
Oh
like
my
you on the
gosh.
cast.
I think, looking at the map for this park, Tiamat, you pointed out the haunted house, and it is just over there. And you kind of, all of you look around, and there is a haunted house, like or a fun house attraction. Yeah, let's definitely get some shots in there. Hopefully there's something spooky or weird or
a serial killer, but hopefully not.
Oh yeah, let's definitely not find a serial killer.
Probably
That'd
a
be bad.
ghost. Because if there was one of those, then I would have to pull out my pre-revolutionary war tactics, and it would be so very bad for everyone. Well, particularly for the bad person.
You're a treasure, Tia. Thank you so much for being here.
Okay. All right, folks, let's head on over to this haunted mansion. It is a dark ride. Dr. Francine, would you be able to talk us through some of the history of haunted mansion rides? Does that fall under your purview of things you are trying to debunk?
Oh, that's a good idea. But also, if the haunted house refers to like any historical events, that would be good.
Yeah, let's get some of those.
Yeah,
Tiamat is like putting sweets in like the hand of Teresa. Like, here you go, you need to eat. Make sure you take care of yourself too while you're filming. Yes.
haunted rides I don't particularly need to debunk because they are clearly intended to be for amusement. As fiction, you can enjoy haunted things as fiction. This one in particular, in fitting with the theme of the park, details and tells, like everything else, the story of the witch hunts that happened here. So, as you go through the various, cardboard or wood things that pop out at you are meant to be witches, perhaps a slight approximation of what some of these people actually looked like. I doubt they did a ton of historical research, quite honestly, when they were building this.
Doctor, what is the year in which the witch hunts occurred? Would you happen to know? And particularly for this particular spot, is there a reason why? What would the historical quotes and on and on and on? As Teresa from behind the screen will ask very specific historical questions of what would they have dressed like, what would they have walked like, how did they do things, while also like scanning the entire place along the way, looking for signs of any moving lights apart from what is a gleam of metal or something.
while this is happening, like this super intense, very serious historical interview, you just see Tiamati in the background going over to like one of those carts that has all the touristy things on it, like witch hats and nonsense that you can just randomly buy in the park. It's just like putting a witch hat on and like cackling like a witch. She's over there like, I'm a bruja, brujeria, like being stupid.
Teresa zooms in on that one for sure. Like
Yeah, while I'm in the middle of talking, like I'm in the middle
Yeah.
of giving a speech, and all of a sudden the camera just pans entirely away from me.
Someone tell Tiamati that like we have to pay for all of those things if she's going to keep them.
You tell her. I'm not telling her shit.
I'm fairly certain that Miriam kept the tin, so someone should tell her that as well.
The haunted house is often the most haunted place in a fairway park like this. I suggest before we go forward that everyone comes and receives a mystical ward from me before going in.
Absolutely.
Don't worry, normally it would cost somebody $30 for a ward such as this, but it's all covered by the cost of the show.
Are you getting paid for your appearance?
Yes?
You're all
Wait,
getting paid, says the director.
I know I'm getting paid. I didn't know that they.
Of course they're getting paid. That's not okay. If it's we're not paying.
This is
the
an
talent.
open channel.
Yeah.
We can all hear you.
I know, but
No, you
just to
can't.
reiterate,
Shush.
you're all being paid. Of course you're being paid.
Do you think we would do this if we weren't being paid?
I
My
thought you
point-
cared about your doctorate.
My
And
point
your-
exactly, Franny.
Your vendetta against ghosts.
The ghosts are
Doctorate was
saying
not-
this conversation will be edited out in post.
Oh, thanks to the ghosts for their editorial opinion.
One of these
Oh,
witches was a witch
I've
in
heard-
early audiovisual technologies.
I'm hearing that the ghosts would like to see more of Weeza May on camera. They are
Since when did
embracing
you
my
talk to ghosts?
my positive vibrations and
Wait. If the ghosts are talking
Yes.
to you, Isame, come here, Mija, come
I
here.
can feel them talking to Weeza May. They
I don't
are, in
want-
fact,
Oh my God, there's a
speaking true.
bruja.
Yeah, it's like she walks over with her witch hat and she like starts throwing.
the
Like,
Rita.
she reaches into her purse and like has a little white bottle that's labeled agua sagrada, like holy water, and just starts like starts throwing it at you, like
Thank
you know.
you.
while saying like
What's
the
going
while like
But they were
praying.
right about
And-
more Weeza May on camera. This is my show.
As the five of you approach the fun house / haunted house, I'll let y'all describe what the exterior looks like, but inside the lights are flickering, and it's clearly trying to capitalize, as part of Hexwood Park's theming. It's definitely trying to capitalize on the history of East Coast witch hunts and kind of those movements. So what kind of stuff do we see in the funhouse? Is it the kind you walk through? Is it do you sit in a moving car? Is it a dark ride?
Ooh.
What kind of things are
I don't
inside?
know if anyone is familiar with the House of Seven Gables. There
No.
is a famous house in Salem. It is the House of Seven Gables. It has, as demonstrated, 7 gables on the roof. It is a very simple wooden paneling or wooden siding that is from the 17th century, when they used to do this treatment where they would burn the wood, and so the wood is black, but it's incredibly protective. And there are a lot of windows that just look into dark roofs. So I imagine that this haunted house is kind of loosely based on this historic Seven Gables house in Salem, where it's like surprisingly flat and simple, but lots of windows where things happen in the windows. And like
Mhm.
as you approach it, something's over here, and then something's in this window, and then something's in this window. And so it's very like it seems safe until you get close and you get a closer look versus some of the like more theme parky like Dracula's hanging out the front kind
Mhm.
of thing. Like imagine it they're leaning into this witch history and this like vintage not vintage but like actually, 17th century house style that just feels really odd in
Mhm.
the modern world because it's
Yeah. I'm
just
gonna I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna say they went even so far as to call it the House of Seven Gables, but because of budget and space, there's only 5 visible. Um,
yeah.
I I I was watching you type that into the communal Google Doc, and I thought you just left the sentence at House of Seven Gables, but there's only 5 for a hot second. That was very good.
what other kind of things what other stuff is in here?
Hmm.
Like on the outside, there's like trying to make it look more historic and creepy rather than not at all. Um, like it just looks tacky from the outside. You know those wrought iron fences?
Yeah.
But they have it so that it's, like, not even where you should have a fence, but it's almost like where the park staff probably would go to kind of monitor the space. They've got the wrought iron fences on either side of the house, and then, just near that facade area, there's, like, this really old, creepy gazebo-looking type thing, like in every horror movie, there's always
Mm,
that one gazebo that looks like it could be something sus. That is there off to the side as well, and there's, like, hanging, dangling, like,
mm.
vines and things like that growing out from this obviously planted, gazebo as you go towards the house.
I think in front of the house. I can't believe in front of the house they've set up a photo op with a zombie pilgrim standing next to a tree that has a like very you know when theme parks have statues but they're like so cartoony that it's like a little bit
Mhm.
ridiculous even to look at.
Mm.
And there's like a dead tree that has like a little like noose hanging from it. And it's like so like cartoony, but it's very clearly meant to be like a photo op. There's like a little box for you to stand on to like put your little like face in the noose hole to like stand next to this zombie pilgrim and be a little witch. Uh,
I think that because you mentioned the power was flickering, presumably, like we were allowed to turn the power on for this particular shoot.
Oh yeah, the power is still on in the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like the power is like flickering in the house. So while I feel like this is like another one of those like just enough history to make it believable or to sell it. So like it's like a really shitty, or sorry, a really bad, excuse me, a really bad recording of the history. It's dramatized, so it's not fully factual. It uses like like certain specific, very elaborate adjectives, buzzwords. The whole like, well, like let's make this sound worse or more dramatic than it might have been historically. Or conversely, could also be some where it's like severely downplayed. But the long and short of it is that it's not accurate. It's very much for the show of it and not necessarily for the history of it, like to set the mood as you're walking into the situation.
Oh
Do
yeah,
we
and
think it's Oh, go ahead.
I was like, as soon as you walk up, like Francine will start like correcting. I imagine it's like if there was a line for this, which I imagine there rarely is a line, it'd be like what you were listening to as you were waiting in line. And Francine will start like correcting the history of it as we like walk inside. Like that's wrong and that's wrong. That's wrong.
There's like an
Yeah.
audio recording playing in the queue. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. What'll
Everyone
happen
needs.
oh, go on.
Oh
Go
no,
on.
you first. You first.
I was just gonna say the camera person, like Teresa, is gonna go away from Dr. Francine and we'll go specifically towards Miriam, but then trying to capture between Tiamati and Wisame what they're doing in the background, just because it's always entertaining and that's what the audiences want.
All you hear is
Mhm.
"Wah!" because she still has that stupid doll. And she like shows
The chicken.
the chicken, the
Before
chicken thing.
The
And she's
chicken
like,
thing
look
with the
at
witch hat.
I like it.
before we enter
Uh,
the haunted house, everyone should receive a ward here. I've brought some special warding salt just for this occasion. and I think trying to hide it from the rest of the cast, but failing to hide it from the camera, she like pulls a little box of like actual table salt out of a pocket in her robe and like pours some into her hand and puts the box back, trying to like hide it from the other cast members, and like is tossing salt on Wizame and a little bit on Tiamati, and like gives you a little bit to toss over your shoulder, Tia, because that's definitely something that you do. Uh, and like
She's like,
tosses some on the
"Oh,
camera one.
seasoned." Yes, wonderful.
We
And-
have a point redemption. Everybody must hydrate.
Oh,
Everyone must hydrate.
hydrate time.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hmm. You're an hour in.
I brought an empty cup into my office. I was like, this is a cup of water. And I just picked it up to take a drink, and I never put anything in it.
There
We'll
is
take
no
a break
water.
soon and we'll put some water in.
No rush.
I
Yeah.
like the idea that you go to like put salt on Francine and she just gives you a look like try it.
Oh, Professor, I'm sorry. I forgot that you're a woman of science and have no need for such things. I guess you'll go without the spiritual award, won't you?
I mean, I would think for our TV show, if there really was a ghost, wouldn't we want it to come after us?
But
But not inside
just
us.
because we can engage with a ghost doesn't mean we shouldn't use protection, darling.
Wisa-me, this is just like my telenovelas. They're going to, you know what they're going to do, right? They're going to, yes.
Fist,
I
they're gonna
know,
fist
I know.
fight.
I've seen the show before.
They're gonna get into a scrap.
Oh.
Fist fight.
No. They're going to kiss.
They're gonna wrestle.
No, they're going to kiss. Well,
They're
I mean, they are.
talking-
They do wrestle. It'll be the different kind of
Well-
wrestling, but that is for your
What?
parents' discuss. It's not for me to tell you anything.
Could Teresa, while this whole chaos is happening, be zooming out of the picture and looking for any suspicious activity?
I think we're still bickering back and forth. In like the background, you can hear the like
Yes.
bickering while the camera's just like looking around at other things.
For the inside, I would like to imagine, and please correct me if this imagining doesn't work for everybody, but I would like to imagine like a one of those dark rides, kind of like the Snow White ride at Disney or something like that, where it's just like a slow ride, but it's just a slow ride of the witch trials. And so like one scene is like kids on the ground going like they're, like being attacked by the witch. And then another scene is like the jury and like the judge and like the actual trial in the court, and then like, the hanging scene. And like it's like, oh, look at this. It's like this very like Disney theme parkified
Yeah.
witch trial.
Oh.
Like, and you're going through,
Absolutely.
you're sitting in like a small little cart going, oh, look at that.
Is it another bucket?
It's not
Everything's
Yeah.
a bucket. I think everything should be a bucket.
everything's a bucket. Yeah.
Everything's a bucket.
They-
Oh my
They
god.
didn't have enough budget to make it something different. They had to use like the same design
The
for
same
everything.
bucket.
They got a great deal on
Ooh.
bucket.
Why do I feel like I'm seeing this in like the Phineas and Ferb animation style? Like you're just
Yeah.
where we all end up in like buckets. But I'm pretty sure like if we were to go on this ride, Tiamati would be paying very close attention. Like this is very informational, clearly fully historically accurate. She has no reason to disbelieve any of this,
I
Um,
think there's like there's a very specific one of the scenes, like one of the rooms you go into, that is like a lot of it is the history, and then there's one room that's just like a witch doing something like incredibly obviously not true. Like she's what were the
Like
things?
flying
I think
on
it's
a broom.
yeah. I think it's funnier if it's one of the specific things that Madam Mystery had like mentioned earlier.
Oh
And
yeah,
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
see, I told you witches could do that.
One of the witches is sitting at an audio editing station.
I think there's also one of them like transforming into a chicken and then back
Yeah.
out of a chicken, because why else would there be a chicken squeeze toy?
Mhm. It's
If you're not
Ah,
supposed to
Well,
witch.
the
sorry.
chicken squeeze toy has a little witch hat on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
So at some point,
I have a little bit on it.
like
So you just
an animatronic chicken doing like spells.
I told you
Oh.
witches were into audiovisual tech, Professor. I suggest you listen to the professionals on spirits next time we get around to it.
she's taking little pictures on her iPhone. They're like really bad because they're in the dark, so it's like pixelated, but it doesn't matter because this is a little old lady who's like super happy. You
There-
know?
Misame is sitting
um,
next to Tia. She's
there's
like, selfie
there-
together.
there's a bit of a light coming off of Teresa as they see or notice because they're behind you guys. They have to be behind everybody. And so a little bit of a light is coming from the camera from behind you guys. So you can see a little bit, but it's not like great. It's not
I like
great.
the idea off of that we're all in one bucket and then our camera woman is in her own
There's
bucket
a
behind
separate
us.
bucket behind.
It's
Like, full
hilarious.
camera.
Like Misame keeps turning around to be like, I'd like you to make sure you get that over there and let's tell the story real good, okay? I'm like turning back around in the bucket and then turning back.
Yeah.
Like just constantly gotta get on camera.
We just hear statics like, oh, I don't. Did something happen to Mary? I think Maria is gone.
We lost connection.
And Madame
It
Mystery
might be
will
because we're
turn around.
inside of this building.
Oh,
A bad
building.
reception.
The spirits in this building are blocking the radio communication. They often intercede and interfere with radio waves, but I have been given a sign that, and she'll turn right into the camera and like look dead eye contact with the camera. It's time for a commercial break. And the program will cut to commercial. So we'll be
Amazing.
back. We're gonna take 5 to 10, depending on how long it takes Ampersand to get their tech issues figured out. Come on back at that time. We'll see you then. Until then, just hang around. Feel free to chat. Add us in the chat or anywhere else. All our ats are on screens right now. So
Yes.
so tweet us or message. Yeah, tweet us, or take time to go check out the donate link and affect how this game will play out in the second half.
Woo!
We'll see you all
Woo.
in just a little bit. Oh, that would. Hold on. I do still need that to be that the way it is. Yoink. One.
Woo!
Hello. My power is haunted and decided to do a whole power surge on the whole house. But we're back.
You're really into
I know. It's like we had to go play a ghost game, and yeah, that's I invited this.
Hmm.
So where we left off is we were in the house of 7 but only 5 gables, and the
The house of
the
maybe 5 gables.
maybe 5 gables,
Maybe.
and the
I think when we leave, there's only 4.
there's
7 gables, but they're all just flat. They're not real.
yeah.
Just cut out of wood.
Also, thank you to, while we were on break, thank you to Kate's friend who Venmoed $20 over for this, and I got a $50 donation from Kate, and all she said was make it hurt. So we'll figure out how to use that. So yeah,
I
so
love
you
chaos.
are you are within the witch trial retelling badly dark ride. And apparently there was a witch sitting in an AV booth. Is that like
Yeah.
a um
I think it was just so dark in here that Madam Mystery thought that's what she saw, but it wasn't actually there.
No, it's totally there. Witches were known for their amazing futuristic powers, and to us, audiovisual tech is such a commonplace thing, but at the time it was simply unthinkable, and they were tried for it.
It's like math.
You know,
If you
the
can do
only
math, you're a witch.
the only sin that they had to worry about, they should have been worried about, was capitalism. As can we actually get a shot of the actually, yeah, focus on some of the details here, and we'll get a recording. Dr. Francine, can you please tell us what's wrong here in this like what historical inaccuracies are here?
Oh, nearly everything. For one, obviously the AV. I think that that might be what it looks like, but it is very dark in here. The lights never really came on properly, so perhaps you saw an image of someone just sitting at a table and thought it was an AV booth. Um, yes, they've clearly just made a spectacle of the actual history in here by adding in the fantastic elements and the witch riding on her broomstick in the background. There's a few details, I suppose, that are somewhat true to the history, like the trial scene is fairly accurate, and yes, they did wind up hanging several people here. But all of the fantastical details they've added are embellishments for the sake of the ride. And
Ah,
there's
yes.
no AV booth.
Would you say the scene of the witch turning into a chicken is um truthful or fantastical?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that is not true. That is one
But
of
we
their
saw it,
fantastic. Yes, we saw
and they sell chickens.
fake. They do sell chickens. I am honestly not quite sure what inspired the chicken themed merchandise at this amusement park.
Well, they
Yeah.
turned into chickens.
Mhm.
They turned into chickens. The spirits are asking, does it does it s- does it smell like henway in here?
Oh wow. Um, you
I can
as
see
you're
where you're going
discussing
with that,
this,
and I'm not going to answer.
as you're discussing this, you hear kind of like a thunk, and then all the lights go out. Can we have a provoke roll from everybody? And I'm going to ask for 2 dice from Dr. Francine, because thanks, Austin, for the $15 donation. And also Weeza May. But
So,
everybody else just won.
As the
so I
lights go out,
rolled one. I rolled
that's
one on a provoke roll.
as the lights go out, Tiamati just says, "I knew that color was questionable." Like in
I
the
got a
dark.
I got a 4.
got a 4.
I
That's
gotta pull out a different D6. I rolled my first one and got a 6 again for the second time, and then I got a 5. So I am really not
Franny's
provoking any.
clear.
I am rolling high every time.
2,
Tiamati.
which is equal to my provoke.
So you both provoked. So that is okay.
Am I the only one who hasn't provoked? I mean, it tracks in character, but I think I'm the only one who hasn't provoked the ghost once.
Because you don't believe.
Yeah, because there's
Well,
no
Ghost, like,
ghost.
Tiamati's
Like, I'm not gonna
fumbling
bother.
into provoking things, so
And you also have a bonus die to use that was donated while you were unmiked.
yes. So, but I think N already used that one. Did they
And
not?
already did, yes.
Already did? Okay. Thank you for the reminder, chat.
Teresa's Teresa stats are provoke 1, survive 4, so she is not provoking much at all.
Oh, I'm provoking
Dodged
so
that
much.
one. Yep. Yep.
My provoke's not even that low. I just keep rolling very high.
All right, so those results are noted. Definitely so you're in the dark and it's quiet. It's not like this is the start of a haunting or anything, because that doesn't exist. But you kind of Teresa, you have the sense to pull, like, either start using the flashlight on the camera, or like, swinging the light on the camera around, or like somebody's got a flashlight.
Tiamati, like literally, like you just hear fumbling around as she like goes into her hot pink medical bag and like pulls out a flashlight and just goes, but like she points it straight up at her face, so it's
Yeah.
immediately like this light shines on this wrinkly old face,
Um,
glasses, and so
what
it's like frightening.
what you find is like when you look over at that AV booth again, and the witch that was propped up is clearly a mannequin dressed as a witch, but it's fallen out of its seat and it hit the light switch. Oh, is that it? Oh,
I
that's not a
the
ghost.
spirits, the spirits must have pushed the mannequin off its stool. They
Could also be the
Wait.
possum that you angered. Possums are very vindictive, vengeful creatures.
That's
was it?
true.
I
I had a possum nemesis all through high school.
I'll go and turn the power back on. The spirits, I apologize, but we need to see. And I think there's like a very small moment of like peeling myself off of the doctor as like the lights went out, and I just instinctively like Scooby-Doo jumped into the Dr. Frank's arms.
Oh my.
Do you need the flashlight?
No,
it
it'll
takes
be
me a
fine.
second to realize that you did that. Like I was like instinctually like fine, and when you start getting up, I'm like, get away from me.
Get out
All
of
right.
here.
I
And I'll turn the lights back on.
Yeah, I think there's the director comes on your intercom and says, "All right, I don't think there's anything here, and I don't think we should, incur more insurance costs by operating the ride. So perhaps, the food court is nearby. Perhaps we can check the kitchens and the restaurant and the food stands.
I
That
could
might be a
make
good
carne
place to go."
asada.
I don't. I think I was told they cleared all of the food out, but I'm not gonna. I'm not moving. I'm not gonna stop you.
I come prepared. Don't worry.
All
All
right.
right, so go ahead.
Well, so yeah, so you go ahead and you find your way out of the, push some cobwebs out of the way and get out of the
Flashlight.
you find like a back door, for like people working on the ride, they can or it's also like if the ride breaks down, this is a way they can evacuate people. And this kind of takes you into like some of the worker only areas, employee only areas. And this you're kind of near the the kitchens. There's like there's a few different there's kind of like a food court area. It's like a few different restaurants, but there's like one shared kitchen that connects them all. And that is kind of where you find the door, one of the employee entrances to the kitchen area. So we are in the kitchens of the food court next. This clearly is being like prepared, like a lot of the food has been taken taken out for the winter, the off season. But there's a kind of like a rotting smell. It turns out and you quickly find that like somebody left some meat in one of the fridges, and the fridges have all been unplugged because they get defrosted, basically. But somebody accidentally left some meat in here, and it doesn't smell so great. What other details are there?
This place is hated by the spirits, you can tell, because they have cursed this place with such a foul smell. They did, however, leave one of the freezers plugged in, and they've left us a gift, a frozen pumpkin pie. Ah, yes. Delicious sustenance in such
How
a
do you
dangerous
know?
place.
Can we get camera on the pumpkin pie?
I'm already eating it.
Oh well,
I wouldn't
It's-
eat that.
it's
Oh
completely
no, I
frozen
wouldn't
and
eat
you're just-
that.
Yeah.
That seems like a bad idea. You know what? You go ahead and eat that pie. I'm gonna put, and she like gets closer and edges real close with one of the sensors. Be like, let's see if this pie is as it seems to be, and like waits to see if anything goes off on the sensors.
Well, it seems to be delicious.
I'm going to add a
I wouldn't eat
detail.
that.
The cover of the pie and the tin that it was in, somebody wrote on it with like a Sharpie, "This is my pie, nobody eat it." Signed Lisa. So
Sorry, Lisa.
Yeah, sucks
Sorry,
for
Lisa.
yeah.
That was one of the
Tiamati
witches that was burned at the stake here. One of the fair
Tiamati
witches.
is-
Disappointed.
And you're gonna eat her pie?
Yeah,
Yes.
like that they're eating this pie. And I wanted to add a
I
detail.
asked.
Oh, yeah, what's-
She's going to go, like, there's like big industrial fridges
Mhm.
You know, the kind of fridges that they do stuff in restaurants, and she like starts going through them to find the rotted meat smell because like she's a practical lady. If she smells the
Yeah.
smell, somebody let the food go bad.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, there's no power going to at least one of these fridges. So
You find
she's
it.
like, yeah, she pulls out the rotted meat, like wrinkles her nose at it, and throws it in the nearest trash can without even looking to see if there's a bag in there. It's just. And she's like, "Oh, I found the smell, and you should all eat real food. Why are you eating this pumpkin pie? It is a dessert.
It was a gift from the spirits.
I'll give you a gift from me." And she like shoves a tamale in your hand, like,
Uh,
"Look, nourishment, real
Oh.
food."
I think
Yes.
to add another detail to the space, there's like, even though we're back in like the back kitchen areas, there's some like papers, like some paper menus, and all the food that they sell is just like the cheesiest, like witch themed names that are really
Mhm.
bad and don't really make any sense. But they gotta stick with the theme.
Like Eye of Newt burger and like
Yeah.
Wicked witch.
it's ribeye of Newt. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Ribeye of Newt. Oh no.
Witch fingers, and they're just chicken fingers.
Which fingers? Yeah.
As we go through this, Teresa's like zooming in on like the food going into the container and noticing there is no garbage bag liner into there, and she goes this behind her camera, and then she zooms in to the menu and then looks over towards Miriam and then zooms in towards Wisame, going, what are they doing with that door? We're not supposed to go through that door.
Which
Hmm?
door?
I don't know, the door in front of you.
Which door?
Oh, is the door marked?
Is it a witch door?
Yeah, it's like
The door for
staff,
witches?
staff only.
Mm.
It reads staff only.
I think it definitely says like witches only.
Oh
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
It's the witch door. Louisa May is gonna go into the kitchen and putting on the like persona of like, oh, I want y'all to take a real close look at this. You know, we are back behind the scenes here at Hexwood Park, and we've got exclusive access. I want to show you what the modern witches are doing here, and pulls up one of the very large cooking pots that's used for like making a giant batch of soup. It's like, this is a cauldron that they have been using here to make their witches stew and brew, which is one of the classic dishes here at Hexwood Park, and you can get it for $11.99. It comes with a side of a roll, and it's gonna be in this massive cauldron that they use to cook everything in. It's just magical.
We should take it home,
Yeah.
Lisa May. I can make more tamales in that.
It's too big. We can't fit it in your bag.
Batter.
It won't fit in your bag.
She like makes that like that little old lady pot, like. I really want
It's
the pot.
okay. It's okay. I'll get you a good pot. Don't worry.
Tiamati,
Yes.
as you're still going through the fridges to see if there's anything else that they forgot, you open one fridge. It's unplugged and it's
Mhm.
room temperature. But strangely you find a crucifix in it.
Okay. And she like gives it, she like thinks she's seeing things, so she like takes a moment, like, wait, what? And she was like, Lisa May?
Yeah.
Did they make chocolate
Yes, ma'am.
crucifix or something at this place?
A chocolate
kind of-
crucifix? I think they might have had a Christ on a cracker, but I'm not sure if they would still have that at this time, because that seems like not something you would put in the fridge.
She just sort of crosses herself, like,
Clearly, the only thing keeping this fridge cold was the icy hands of the dead, and they've used this crucifix to ward off spirits from this fridge.
Is the fridge possessed?
Yes, the fridge is possessed. I can feel it.
she like goes into her pink bag, pulls out a rosary, and like holds it up,
and says, "The power of Christ compels you to reveal yourself." That's how it goes, right? Am I doing it right?
Dusty
Yes.
tried to make
That's probably just a prop that someone left there.
In the refrigerator.
I mean, on accident, I'm sure.
She
If
puts
there
the-
is someone haunting this crucifix, flicker the light so that we know you are here.
Can I get a provoke roll from everybody? And I'm going to give 2 dice to Tiamati
Fuck.
and to Madam Mystery.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Hey,
Teresa, look who's provoked.
I got a 4 and a 6.
So that's 1 success.
I got a 2 and a 1.
Okay, so that's 1
yeah.
success overall still. We don't count that.
Well, it's a 2 and a 1, and my provoke is 2.
Yep.
So
We have enough to fill the clock. So here's what happens. The crucifix that's still in Tiamati's hand. Suddenly, the door that says witches only slams open, and you feel a breeze come out, and suddenly the crucifix that's in Tiamati's hand yanks up into the air, and Teresa's absolutely filming this. And kind of like there's this like it gets picked up by the wind and it goes out through another door leading elsewhere into the park and floats away like rapidly.
Is Tiamati still holding on to it?
No, it yanked
it's
out
not
of her hand.
taking with it.
It's not like.
Oh
dragging.
no, Tiamati's not going
Okay,
for
okay.
it's not a new ride.
Okay.
It's not the hang on for your life ride. No, it's
Thank you.
it's not a new attraction. And
Finally, the crew came in.
yes.
Yes.
And that is actually the end of Act 1. So Teresa, you caught that on film, right? Please tell me you got that on camera.
I provoked the ghost because I rolled a 1. So so Teresa's like, it glitched, and I think
No, I'm gonna rewind the footage here. Hold on a second. And then there's like a moment of silence, and then he goes, "Wow, we got it. We got that on film. I can't believe." Tell me, Lisa May, tell me you didn't plan that.
Not that I'm aware of. We got it on film.
We
We got that.
We
Dang,
did.
We got it on film. We got ourselves to show everybody.
I
Let's go
think
book more stuff.
I think Madam Mystery in the corner somewhere has a little walkie-talkie that's like disconnected from everyone's earbuds. She goes, "Excellent job, George. That was a wonderful stunt. That was good. That was good. You got them. Yeah, okay. And it's not connected, and there's no one responding from the other side."
Oh wow. Yeah, I think we should let's say we're going to a commercial break and let's figure out our next move.
All right, folks. I think you just saw that. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna go and figure it out.
Dun, dun, and then get enough roll and it's like
Mhm.
paranormies and poltergeist spirit investigators flashes on the screen.
Theme song.
So here's what we do in game. So this is a chance for us to take our first commercial break, which is a way for us
Yay.
to out of game talk about what we've found and like what might be what we think might be happening. And then we can figure out like also what we can do in Act 2 to kind of like heighten the drama and heighten the provokes. So I know kind of like the witches, like the whole thing about the witch hunts, like this, it's haunted by spirits related to like the the early colonial witch hunts. Clearly like that's something that is an option. What other options do we think is happening?
I think it could be haunted by the ghost of a chicken. Chickens have been a sub theme throughout this entire thing, and I think having like a evil chicken ghost would be hilarious and terrifying.
Mhm. I know we had something we talked about in session 0. Somebody wants to bring it up. Another
Oh, the
option.
Puritan. Sorry, I'm
Right.
typing. I have my assistant. My assistant.
Hey, kitty.
Oh, but,
Yeah. It is like we had talked about. What if like one of the people burned for witchcraft was actually a witch, and she cursed the religious, like the person leading the witch hunts, and then that's the ghost, I think is what we had
Mhm.
said.
Yeah, that's
I
what.
like that.
So that's an option too.
Yeah, I love
The chicken's hilarious, but
This is true.
Yeah, but what if like the person who was cursed actually like had a thing for chickens? Like maybe they farmed chickens, maybe they did chickens. Like so, chickens are harbingers of
Oh,
like
he was
this cursed
he was a
woman.
chicken. He was a chicken farmer that was cursed by a witch to
Yeah.
haunt these halls, and this used to be his like farm, or maybe
Yeah, like maybe
Turned
his
him into a chicken and then
he
ate
turned him into a chicken, and then ate him.
Yeah. Let's pick a name for the like a Puritan name from the list, because we need a name of like who, and this is something like Francine would know, like who was leading the witch hunts because she did her research. So we have there's some good ones in here. I'm gonna hit the reload button. Wow. Give thanks Larkford. Hope for Brooks.
Thanks, Larkford.
Wrestling Doddridge. Tribulation Fox. Oh, this is wild. Increased Harvard.
Increased Harvard.
I love some of these names.
Haunted by increased Harvard is funny. What if he was
Honesty,
like
Honesty Daryl.
Girl.
This is amazing.
Honesty Daryl.
Gosh, are any of these jumping out? Let's see.
all I'm thinking of is Hocus Pocus with Thackeray Binks. Like
Thackeray Binks.
I'm trying to be Zachary, but I missed.
Salvation Norton. Thankful Gilpin.
Thankful Gilpin. So I like Salvation's.
Yeah.
Salvation.
Yeah, Salvation Norton. I'm gonna put that in our doc.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The ghost. So maybe it's Salvation Norton.
Salvation Norton is good.
Ghost. All right. We are playing to find out, so we don't actually have to decide, but we can, because we're going to get one more commercial break. So let's try. Let's see, what time are we at? Oh my god, we are almost at 2 hours, even with the break. Well, that we also had a power surge.
Did have a little bit of a power surge.
We had a lot of technical difficulties. Oh my gosh.
It's the ghost.
It was the ghost.
Stream's haunted.
Oh my gosh.
Stream's haunted.
Stream's haunted.
Yes.
Stream's haunted. Appropriate.
I think that
two ghosts were in a stream and they messed with the tech. Would that be crazy or what?
I think we're gonna go find. I think the next stop is the log flume ride.
Log flume ride.
Yes. And that's gonna have like a lot of dark ride elements through it. Like it wanders through like a lot of scenes. So we can absolutely add some stuff to that. Yeah. The at this point, anything like that happens at the end after a provoke roll, it's gonna the details we can add are spookier. I literally just dropped the card and pen on the floor. This is great. It's a poltergeist over here.
Yes. The poltergeist labeled buttered fingers.
Buttered fingers, yeah. That's a Puritan name, right?
Yeah, buttered fingers is absolutely a Puritan name.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so like feel like the park is going to start feeling more and more haunted, like we have awoken something. So it is on your, when you add details, feel free to go a little bit more wild. Yeah, so let's have the director going back into character, the director says, "All right, Wizame, we're ready to come back. You're at the what's the name of the log flume?
Um,
Ooh,
log flume is like the water log ride, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like Repentance Falls or something."
I feel like it would
Mm.
be some kind of test, since like one of the tests they did back, like actual
Mhm.
historical tests, like
Ah,
you in water, and then if you drowned, you were immortal. If you didn't, you were a witch. So something like in that vibe might be a good idea.
Oh yeah,
Ups.
Like
yeah.
maybe it's called the
Which way mountain?
Which Way Mountain
Which
Test
way
of
mountain's
Courage.
good?
Test of yeah.
Which Way Mountain? There it is. Yeah. The log flume ride is called Which Way Mountain? WITC. Of course. Um. Yes. All right. So, um, y'all have made your way over there. You were kind of like behind the scenes. You used the maintenance entrance to, uh, kind of like crawl. You're like walking through like the areas that like you can see the scenes. I will say that like everything feels even more damp and wet, and like even though it's like end of autumn, starting to get close to December, and like there's like condensation on stuff, and that shouldn't have happened. And it's feeling cold and damp, even colder than it should as you walk through these areas.
Mm.
What other details do we have?
There's a constant like drip drip sound. You know, when you're going through a sewer, and like especially if you're going through those old haunted sewers down in a city ruin, and you hear like a constant drip, 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 drip,
Mhm.
drip. Teresa's like, I think there's a maintenance issue. They probably need to take care of that. Probably they do it off season. Um, do you need a light further up ahead? Do you need more light? And
Yes.
they will take out they will fiddle with their camera, and as they fiddle with the camera, it feels suddenly very, very cold, and the light flickers on her camera light, and she goes, "Oh, oh, sos mayor sep. Oh
The
no."
spirits. The spirits are enraged. I can't believe this. Look. And she'll gesture, Madame Mystery, I'll gesture to the water in the ride, and it is abnormally like red orange if you like scoop up a handful of it.
Mm. Ooh.
Um, I believe the spirits have turned this mystical water ride red with blood.
That's all um the lighting. It's the lighting in here is just terrible. And I will say, like, since the crucifix went away, like Francine's like she's really trying to give like little reasons, but she's also definitely following the thing. Like she like kind of immediately started like going after it. And I think on that theme of like the lights being kind of off, as our camera woman fiddles with the lights, some of like the shadows that are being cast around, like maybe some things aren't casting any shadow or aren't casting as much of a shadow as they should be, or it's going the wrong direction. So, and Franny's not going to point that out because she's trying very hard to pretend she doesn't notice any of this stuff, but it's there.
Mhm.
Can't believe they fell for that.
Hey.
It's obviously just the metal in the ride is rusting and leaking into the. It's fine.
I
Got him
think
though.
that
Hey,
Tiamat.
Mary. Oh, sorry. Mary, do we have permission to ride the ride?
No, again, insurance costs. We're trying to keep them low. Also, we don't have anybody to
Don't
operate
get
the
in it.
ride. Don't.
I could route.
I mean,
It's got like a big button. It just says go.
I mean, that's again,
All right. All right.
I don't know. Again, I
You
can't
don't want to
stop
make a
you. I'm here in the
show.
van. Oh, okay. So maybe you should hit the button. I mean, I can't
All
believe
right,
I'm
I'll hit
saying
the
this.
Does
I
anyone
trust
want
in
Am
the
I being
spirits.
goaded?
I trust in the
Why
spirits,
don't
and
we
I will
put a
trust my
camera in the
lives in their
log flume?
hands.
Do we have a
Well,
spare camera that we can, like a GoPro, we can put into the log flume? We'll hit the go button and see what the GoPro goes and sees on the log flume, and which way mountain, which
You
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
way the
We have.
mountain
I
will go.
Yeah, I
Well, do
definitely
we?
have an extra. Yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Did
Are
we
you
see?
happy with
Is
that,
this the
Mary?
direction that the
that the
crucifix
crucifix
went?
flew off. Yes, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, okay. But we don't see it around here. I'm assuming, like, it didn't just like fall
Mm-mm.
to the ground. Okay.
I mean, unless you want to add that detail.
I don't
Not
think so. I
no.
think we'll just keep following it.
Yeah.
I think that like while all this discussion is happening, Tiamati's just like got her little flashlight and she's looking around at like the insides of the ride. Like as she like takes her flashlight over the walls, she sees like a weird symbol that was written, and then you hear the pop of the light bulb and the flashlight as it goes out.
Mm.
And
Oh,
all
you
you
need
hear
another
is
battery? You need a battery?
I think so. I think I need another battery, dear. Can you hand me one, please?
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha. Pulls up batteries and like she's got
Oh,
D batteries, C batteries, A batteries, AAA, like
she takes
all the
like the
batteries.
double A's and like replaces them, like yeets. It doesn't look where she's throwing these batteries. She just throws them over her shoulder like she did the salt. And like then tries to turn the flashlight on, and like it will not turn on. Just makes the click sound.
Oh man.
Oh, it looks like we've lost a light.
um,
The trash can over there.
yeah. You start getting the water. You hit the go button, and it's the water is like flowing. It occurs to you that like none of the like a lot of the logs have been put away, but one happens to drift past you, and you can stop it long enough for Teresa to attach a GoPro to it. And that's weird in and of itself because they should have been put away for the season.
Oh, this one is particularly wet.
It
Got like
is.
a stick. I don't know if it's me
Hold.
that's sticky because it got real
Oh,
humid in here, but this log is sticky.
I
I
don't
have to.
touch it then. It's like she goes into her hot pink medical bag and procures a hand sanitizer and like starts squeezing it on your hands. You don't know what that thing is doing.
I
I
don't know.
will
I was trying to
attempt
help.
to cleanse the spirit from this place.
You cleanse the
And I'll
spirit
pull out
from
of my
hand.
robes like an incense burner on a chain
Put your hands together.
and just like
Wonderful.
shake it over the. Everyone will notice though, it doesn't smell like incense. It smells like maybe a home sense candle. Uh, like maybe vaguely like toasty vanilla.
Mm,
Um,
I am craving s'mores all of a sudden.
I'll say that Teresa, you get the GoPro attached to it, and you let the log kind of go in its way.
Spirits, protect this log as it goes along its ride, and bring us back proof of your existence. Cling, cling, ting, ting. As I.
I'm gonna have everyone roll provoke. But of course, we're gonna get 2 dice from Madam Mystery.
Yep.
And one, and we're gonna say 2 dice from Weeza May because you hit the go button.
So we
Yeah,
want to
Bernie's
roll
just pacing somewhere in the background.
The same name.
Two.
I got a 2 on a 2 provoke.
3. So who successfully provoked by rolling low enough? Raise hands.
I rolled 2
Finally.
and 4, so I got 2 provokes.
Oh yeah, one. So we got 1, 2, and then Weeza May, you're good. Oh, and when Tia,
I'm all
you
good.
provoked. So the 3 on the clock. All right.
I like how Franny managed to provoke the ghost despite the fact that I think she's just like pacing back and forth, like waiting for this GoPro to come back. Like it feels like this is taking a really long time. How long is this ride?
I mean, it's like a few minutes to go through the whole thing. While you're looking around, and actually, the symbol that Tiamat saw on the wall starts glowing in like a low orange ember kind of way, and there is like a bird that is sitting on I mean, the scene you're walking through is like there's some fake trees, and there's a bird on a branch, and it just starts gushing water out of its beak, and it is knocked off of the branch that it's sitting on. This is like clearly like a plastic fake bird, but it's still just gushing water. And now that it's fallen off of the branch, it is like the force of the water coming out of its beak is just making it spin around. It is clearly not connected to a hose or anything. So I don't know where this water is coming from. But that's a thing that's happening.
That bird sprung a leak.
That's clearly part of the ride that's rigged to do that.
No, it is very real, Professor.
But the bird isn't.
There's no hose. It's
Plastic.
gushing water of its own accords. The spirits have sent us a sign.
Lisa May's gonna go and pick it up.
Lisa May, did you break this? Did you break this?
I might have broke it. It might have been me. Might have been me.
Weezame, when you pick it up, it's clearly not attached to anything. This isn't like that water spout they have at like the Believe It or Not museum. It's like, but it's like got some water pressure to it. Like it feels like a really good pressure hose that is just on full blast. You can control
man, that's gonna
it.
be fun in the summer.
Yeah. But gosh,
This will
that's
fit in
a
your
lot.
bag.
It's not
Lot of
turning
what? Where's
off, and there's
Dylan?
no off valve.
Spirits,
Shaking it.
wash away our sins in your blessed
Maybe-
waters.
Lisa May points
You
it
should-
at Mystery, like, you want to wash away? Alright,
Oh my god.
Tiamati like goes into her
And
bag.
pure.
She, like,
Does it taste good?
Tiamati like goes into her
I
bag like
don't-
while this is happening, and pulls out the holy water. Oh, like that's her little like
I think
bottle of
Oh,
holy
yeah.
water. And she
I
like
think out of
goes
my
over.
cloak, I emergency pull out like a little pocket umbrella that I'm standing behind.
like while this is and as this continues, Tiamati goes over with the holy water and like starts like puts some on her, like dabbles some on her hand and like puts it on the bird and starts making the sign of the cross and like muttering
Hmm.
prayers as she puts it on there.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it
Madam Mystery,
actually
we need a ward. We need
it
some
actually as you were doing that, Tiamati, it like the water's on the water bird shuts itself off.
And as the like water is going away, I try to very quickly like hide the umbrella so it looks like I just came out dry instead of I was hiding behind an umbrella.
And at that point, the log comes back through with the GoPro on it, and the water bird turns itself on again, shoots out of your hands, Weezame, and it lands in the flume, and it just kind of makes now it's got a onboard water spouting engine, and it pushes the flume even faster down the way.
Wait, did we get the GoPro?
No, it's still on there.
Oh, can we see the footage from the GoPro? Are we like connected to it or?
yeah, it's being transmitted to the
Okay.
it's the fancy one that transmits. So yeah, you got at least a little bit of budget.
Well, I guess Weasel will ask, hey, Merrick, you got that footage from the GoPro. Can you tell us what you're seeing on there?
well, yeah, I mean, I kind of had it on screen. Some of the other scenes, it's like everything was dripping water and it was dammed, and it just kind of felt like everything, like clearly something's broken with the water main, and then but I don't think that they run water through the ceiling of this place. I don't know how everything's wet, and it's not like that bird. It's I don't know what is, I don't know what's going on, but everything was, it just looks like the whole place went haywire.
Well, we should definitely let them know that they got some water problems. Because if you leave
Yeah.
water for too long, you're going to end up with mold.
Yeah, I'll shoot an email.
Bad for your lungs.
I'm gonna send y'all to go check out the you're gonna have to go and not I wish I could send you somewhere to dry off, but you're the next ride you're closest to. It looks like all the water rides are in one area and they've got a tunnel of love. So that might be the next place to check out.
But before we go, we should all practice safety because I don't like this. This feels like El Demonio, and I don't want to deal with any of this. So one moment, and she like goes into her hot pink bag. She starts pulling out all kinds of nonsense. She pulls out rosaries. She pulls out all and she starts handing people things. Francine, she hands you a little silver charm that has like a lamb on it, and hands it to you. And says, look, you are going to hold on to this. If anything happens, you will just hold it in front of yourself and you are going to just wave it around. It is, do you know what this is?
I also have special Madam Mystery branded ponchos for everyone. They are blessed. I have blessed them.
Is that what you were wearing before?
Yes.
Love
I have my cloak keeps me safe. My robes keep me safe from all manner of wrongdoings and spiritual ne'er-do-wellness.
Tiamat is also like in the middle of handing half a tamale to Francine, along with like a small a tiny vial of fabuloso, and she's like, "Only use this in case of emergency."
Yeah.
This will
as you finish this up, like I need to move this right along.
Yes.
As you're on your way to the what you call it, the Tunnel of Love, Mariner comes back over your intercom setup and says, holy, Teresa, I'm going to broadcast something to your tablet. I want you all to see this. And it's the GoPro footage, but this is in like another room that's kind of like in a Puritan style settlement. And there's somebody moving in the shadows in the background, and it looks like they've got dressed mostly in black and dark brown, and has that kind of, you only see them from behind, but there's like that, it's kind of like it's that coat that's got the cape built in, so there's 2 layers in the back, and a hat that's like wide brimmed and looks like kind of like what someone like a older Puritan man might wear. Like kind of, I forget what the hat's called. It's not like a top hat, but it's got a wider brim and it's kind of got the
pilgrim hat
kind of thing.
Pilgrim hat.
Yeah. And it's only like half you see this guy. But like, whoa. That's weird. Like, as far as you knew, like there's nobody working here, that they like, everybody who works here is gone to let you film. There was somebody at the front gate, but that was it.
Did we only see them from the back? We didn't see any faces or anything?
That's right.
Was there a strong shoulder line?
No. No, they moved. It's hard to tell. I mean, it was only half a second footage of footage. All right. So at the Tunnel of Love, this is another get in the boat kind of water ride, and the boats are still here, and it's easy enough to get the water moving. You find the control rooms very easily.
Are they swans, or are they also buckets?
Everything's a bucket.
Everything's a bucket.
What if it's a
gosh.
bucket, but like a plastic swan head has been glued to one end, and
head.
Yeah, or like a chicken head, but like it's made to look like a swan, like one of those. What's it? The rides, like the rides at the park. It's big one.
Right, like a swan boat, but not a chicken
like a paddle boat.
Yeah.
The concept of the Tunnel of Love at the Puritan witch themed amusement park is so funny.
The whole ride is just shame.
Yeah.
How else are you supposed to teach the kids about purity? At the end, every kid gets handed a promise ring.
You know,
okay.
I'm gonna say. Oh yeah.
What if the buckets have like a thing in between so that you could put like Jesus is in between? You know what I mean? There's you left room.
Oh, like how the Puritans used to, like when you were courting, you'd lay in bed, but you put a plank in between you.
Yes,
And
like
so
that.
and you're just talking. and it's just a
Yeah.
cozy way to talk. That was a real thing that they did.
Or
Yeah.
or there's a sign at the front that says you must be married to ride this ride.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that all of this exists, and it's just for flavor. They didn't enforce any of this. So the separator like is on a hinge, and so you can raise it or lower it.
Yeah.
It's called the Tunnel of Chastity. It is,
Tunnel of Christian
but there's
love.
still a lot of hearts,
Ugh.
so it's like wink. There's a lot of winking and nodding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think also like what are some of the like the spooky vibes?
I think that Tiamati has actually given Yuizame a jar of dirt, but it's like dirt from the Holy Land.
Thank you.
hmm.
Which Holy Land?
right.
Is it like the Holy Land over in like the Fertile Crescent of the world, or is it like the Holy Land as in your
It's
house back in
unspecified which
like
Holy Land. It just says Holy Land on it, so it's completely questionable. Like no what Holy Land, who's
the
Holy Land,
Vatican?
nobody
Don't matter.
knows. Yeah, it could
Don't
be.
matter.
It could,
It's holy.
yeah, it's just holy.
It's gonna
It's
go
like
right here in
holy.
my bra.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's a safe
Oh.
place for it.
Unlike some of, I think this is another ride like the haunted house that we should maybe actually ride. I think we should, since it's running, we might as
believe-
well.
That is a good idea. If the spirits have brought this ride back from the dead for us, we should take advantage of this situation.
I'm too old for any rides that involve romance, but perhaps you two might ride ahead of us and we'll just capture everything on camera.
And as she says that, she motions to Francine and to Madam Mystery.
Hmm. Oh,
I
totally.
believe if anyone was to take on the spirits, it should be me. And Dr. Francine, you seem to have a knack for angering the spirits and drawing them to us.
Somehow I don't think I'm the one who's been doing that, but since the ride is working and I suppose we are trying to figure out what's happening here, we might as well go.
While you guys are doing this, some from her hot pink bag, Tiamati has pulled out like one of the little lunch boxes that heat up by themselves. It's essentially
Yeah.
that, but it's a little pot, and she's got beans and water in there. And she's like, "I'm going to just make some frijoles while we're waiting."
Madam Mystery and Dr. Francine, as you two get into the boat, and Teresa gives you like a handy cam to like get your point of view shots. Weezame, are you doing anything besides starting the ride? Making sure it's functioning?
Weezame is gonna start the ride, and then she's gonna kind of look around in the like employee like section to see if there's any like information or anything in there. But she's gonna pause and be like, "Do you hear anything? I feel like I'm hearing like someone speaking." Mary's like, "You speaking in my ear?"
Oh, I haven't said anything.
It sounds like it's like repetitive of the same kind of thing over and over, like when you got something stuck in your head. But it's nothing I've ever heard before, so I don't know.
Is it perhaps the speakers on the Tunnel of Love ride have broken down and they're playing the song, but it's like slow and garbled and quiet?
It sounds like speaking. It sounds like somebody's saying stuff, but in a language I don't know.
I think that like as we're talking about this, like there's a smell of like burning, like not a fire and brimstone necessarily, but like a burning wood that sort of assaults the nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
And like while this is, and it's actually not
Should we
Tiamati
check
for the
the fire?
Okay,
All
hold on
right.
a second.
Check the Ferris wheel.
But she's like,
All right.
but Tiamati herself is like taking like salt and is like pouring a little circle.
All right. I think Weezame, don't you have some sort of device that's like let's ghost talk to you? Like
Sure
a
do.
ghost translator. Meanwhile, Doctor, Madam, get in there. Let's go. Like absolutely. I've got your
Absolutely.
feed live. So here's what happens. We'll start with the Doctor and Madam Mystery. The two of you, I don't know if are you, now that you have a chance to kind of be alone, is there
Yeah.
something going on? Is there...
I think the moment we're like out of eyesight of everyone, and Madam Mystery is like holding the camera, so she's not on scene. I like kick up my feet on like the top of the bucket and like fully just like relax. Can't believe they're buying this. Oh my god.
So this is you. You're doing something to make all this happen?
I mean, some of it, yeah, some of it. You know, I have this guy George. He's kind of my tech man. I had him like scope the place out earlier, and like just completely set things up. Like the water in the water ride, like that's just the metal eroding. Like that just happens at old amusement parks. It's crazy, but like you can sell that off as like bloody water easy. The chickens, like I'm pretty sure that was George just setting something off, or like the lights. Like he's around. I don't know where he is right now, but like he's
See-
and I stop and the camera turns and I think George or whoever this is like standing against the wall, but he's not like there. He's like looks like a reanimated corpse sort of deal. Like there he is. Hey George. And I wave at him.
As you wave to him, the water is picking up, and strangely, like, you know, this isn't a thrill ride. This is a chance to get out of the sun, a chance to get some privacy, kind of supposed to be a relaxing ride, even though it's got this kind of weird theme to it. But it is, you are picking up speed and you are starting to go downhill. And you are rushing along and you hear this voice. And it says, it's saying something over and over again. It's just repent, 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 witches, repent, repent.
This is, I think, the best love ride I've ever been on. Like, Professor, you don't believe in this stuff, right?
No. I'm sure this is all just your special effects. But I think that she's also like grabbed your arm as the speed of things has started to increase on the ride.
The more it looks like the two of you are getting like involved with one another, the faster the water goes. And repent, repent, all witches must repent.
Oh my god, I'm not even a real witch. Good job, George. You did great. Like you know, but we're not real. Hold on, camera. Spirits. Here, and I'll pass the camera off to Dr. Francine. I'll go.
I think
Spirits.
I like turn it to this. I'm like, it's just us in here. Why is George still? This isn't supposed to be for the camera. Why is he still?
And you are rapidly moving through a lot of darkness, and there's a lot of wind, and over the wind that voice continues, repent, repent, repent.
Ghosts.
All witches must repent.
I mean, we repent, spirits. Forgive us for our sins.
We'll cut over to the other three.
Putting on a show.
We'll cut over to the other three. Weezame, you've gotten out your ghost speaker, whatever it's called. Does we have a name for it? Oh, you're muted.
Spirit box is usually what they're
Spirit
called.
box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
So you're trying to tune it in, and definitely like about 20-30 seconds in, you don't hear any rushing wind or any whisper, but like a voice, like if it's an electronic voice, it's repeating a few words. Repent, repent. All witches must repent. Repent, repent, witches.
All witches must repent. Well, that's very on brand for this park, I suppose.
Lisa, step back. I'm pouring salt. And you see Tiamati like goes by with like a thing of what's the salt with the little girl on it? She's holding the umbrella.
Oh,
That's the salt she's pouring around in a little circle.
Tiamati, here.
Yes.
A flask of holy water.
Oh, thank you. We can definitely use this. She like hands it to Wizame.
I don't think I am a witch, and I don't have any intention of repenting. But I'm just gonna hold this holy water and this. I got some holy dirt in my bra, and no, thank you, not today.
Oh,
I am good.
I think
Um,
this is a chance.
go home.
This is a time
Water.
for a provoke roll. I
Oh
want
god.
2 dice from everybody. I think
I
everybody
got
has
1 and
contributed
2.
something. All right, so 1 for you. Yep.
Oh
Two
boy.
for
Oh,
one and
okay.
All right,
2
I'll
and
go
a
around.
5
6.
and a 2.
Okay, so we got 1 for Wizame. And Tiamati, did you get a
2
low
and a
enough roll?
6.
So you got a 2. That's low enough for you. Dr. Francine?
Nope, 5 and a 6.
Wow. Again, Dr. Francine skirting the ghost. And
Unfazed.
Teresa Maria.
1 and 4.
Oh, so that's 1 success. Okay, so 4 successes on the clock. Woo. What happens as you say, "No, sir, not today"? You can hear, all 3 of you can hear the water kind of moving through the ride, like rushing, like there's almost like an incoming wave. And suddenly, like going way faster than it should. You see like boom, and like the boat that Dr. Francine and Madame Mystery were on, like comes like almost screeching to the halt, and you two kind of like almost like tumble out. You don't take any damage, but you're like over the top and kind of like land like uh and actually it's like you got separated. So actually you don't land in the water or on
Ah,
the boat. Like one of you is on the right bank and one of you is on the left bank. Um and it's just like, and there's this echo and all of you hear it and it's just repent.
the spirits have protected us this day. We walked through the halls of hell and have come out unscathed.
Madam Mystery, I have some questions. Who the hell is George? And was that George saying to repent?
No, that there is no George. I don't know what you're talking about, director.
No, I heard you two talking about George. You had the camera on. That was broadcasting to the
Oh.
control room. Yeah.
George is a spirit who is present in this park. And maybe perhaps he was asking us to repent, I believe.
Maybe he was just asking.
He
you
must
to
have been
repent.
one of the Puritans who was participating in the witch hunts during the times, and his soul still lingers here.
Uh-huh. There's no speaker system in this ride. Like it's all just quiet. And if there was any speakers, they wouldn't have enough power to be that loud because it was just like across the park. Whew. I think we have probably one more room before we run into problems. Do we
For the real fun mission.
but Dr. Francine, do you know if that was whose voice might that have been? If not, let's assume for a while it wasn't George's.
Yes. I think also, so as we got like thrown off of the boat, Francine also went over to like help Madame Mystery up as she's kind of, like checked like, are you okay? Like what just
Thank you,
happened? And then
Doctor.
when the voice over the earpiece comes, like, um, well, I mean, I suppose if for the sake of conjecture we were to say that that could have been a ghost potentially, um well, I mean, the repentant, obviously one of the preachers, one of the Puritans who was involved in the trials, I believe the man who sort of was the one who headed up a lot of the trials was Salvation Norton. If we were to say this was a ghost, which we're not saying it is, Perhaps it is him or one of his companions.
I can let me commune for a bit with the spirits. I can see if I can reach out to Salvation Norton.
As soon
If
as
you are here,
as you're saying that, Weezame's EMF reader goes off and beeps as if to say yes.
Oh,
I think,
we got a beep.
I think the Tiamati, like in full grandma mode, like does the arm thing to Izame to keep her in the salt circle that she's made. Because if Madame Mystery is gonna get roasted by a ghost, Madame Mystery is getting roasted by her damn self. Is Tiamati's mentality. Her grandbaby comes first.
Weezame's still just holding the reader inside the circle of salt. She's like,
Mhm.
well, I guess we should make sure that we are communicating with someone who does not want to kill us. Excuse me, ghost, are you trying to kill us? Green
Beep.
for yes and red for no.
Oh, it goes green.
Well, I said green for yes. Not I said green for yes,
It goes green again.
red for no, blue if you're not sure, or purple if you do not speak English.
Green.
Se habla español.
Yeah, habla español.
Turns
I feel
verde.
like
Teresa sees the green multiple. Teresa sees the green multiple times. Sees these folks. Sees the other person on the other bank. Has gone through all the processes of grief, and has decided, here's the camera, and here is my machete, and here is my. It is doused in holy oil, and here is my my salt gun. That is really just a Nerf gun that has like salt like sprayed
it's
into it.
it's
Oh,
one of
that's
those like
excellent.
you've seen the ones who like shoot, but like the bug guns that just shoot salt. It's like one of those.
Yes.
I
Oh,
think if you
wonderful.
like Tiamate's like removed a shoe at this point. Like the beans are hot. She's removed one of her
The
sandals.
beans are hot. The shoe is ready.
Yeah, she's currently like rubbing it with Fabuloso, like this little like pocket size Fabuloso that like you can't find it anywhere anymore because it's on recall right now. But she's like soaking it down. She's she's getting ready for war. Like there's a very warlike quality to like what she's doing.
There is some music suddenly fills the air as the what's it called? Not the
The
like the
merry-go-round?
carousel. The carousel
The carousel.
suddenly grinds into life, and is moving on its own. And seeing this in Teresa Maria's camera, Mariner is in all your ears are like, oh, you have to go investigate that. You have to go check it out.
I- I'm currently pinned in a circle of salt.
Yeah, you can
I
leave
don't have a
that.
way to. You can leave that.
No,
You are
can.
safe outside of this park. This circle of salt is around me. All right. How about
Perhaps the circle of salt is the friends we made along the way.
all right? Give me one of them
Sure.
ponchos. I would like a poncho, please. And I would like
Absolutely.
to
Here you
cover it in
go.
salt.
Each one has been steeped in cleansed salts for protection from spirits and also water.
Sweet. Okay. All
Or
right.
mostly
I'm gonna
water.
go. I'm going with. Here I go. I got the camera from Teresa. I got a spirit box, camera in one hand, spirit box in the other, poncho, male in my pocket, dirt in my bra. Let's go look at this carousel. And if you see someone riding the carousel, if anyone sees someone riding the carousel, please inform me because I have my eyes closed.
No, you didn't. We didn't see anyone riding the carousel. That's the rule.
First,
as you progress to the carousel,
I don't.
I'm
I float.
I'm
Well,
gonna
Tiamati in true Samwise Gamgee is like guiding you towards the carousel so that you don't walk into any poles or anything.
yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say, so as you're walking the carousel, one thing that really kind of stands out is like the music is kind of like varying tempo. Like it sounds like a tape that is like it's not staying at speed and it's slowing down and it's speeding up, which is even weirder because it is the 21st century and this stuff is probably digital. So that's weird. That shouldn't be happening. Uh, what is some other weird details about what's going on here?
Not a weird
doctor first.
not a weird detail to start, but I think obviously some of the animals on the merry-go-round are chickens. Obviously.
Yes, lots of chickens for some reason.
Yeah, like way more. Like there should just be one, but there's a lot of them. But I think that as we walk closer, like some of their eyes are like glowing red, but only for like a second, and then they stop, and then they start again, and like it kind of looks like they're looking at us as we're walking up.
That's
Are
happening.
you looking at the carousel? You should not be looking directly at it.
Well, how else are we going to know what's going on here?
Fear
Through
not.
the camera. We'll watch it
The
later.
spirits purely mean to cleanse us of any wrongdoings that we might have done. They are communicating with us. I suggest you open your hearts and minds to them.
Somehow I think the spirit's ideas of wrongdoings may be based on 17th century ideals.
It's okay. All my
Hmm.
clothes are made of the same fabric.
I think just to
What
add
are
a
some
little
of the other details that are what are some of the other weird
Just to-
details?
add a little bit of detail, like I think as we kind of walk like into the space of the carousel, the sort of like area that the carousel is in, it kind of feels like we ended up in a liminal space. Like we can't really hear like anything outside of the music of the carousel. We can't really like we're not the park. It's almost as if the park suddenly fell away and it is just us and this carousel.
Yeah, you can feel the wind still blowing it, in this
Yeah.
November weather, but like you can't hear it, and that is weird. You can hear each other speaking at least. Absolutely. Yep.
A little detail. As the carousel is spinning, something something it like flickers in and out of the way that you perceive it. Like sometimes it's a carousel and sometimes it's a massive pyre that smells like brimstone, that smells like the, Puritan idea of hell, that like fire, brimstone, hell on this pyre, but like sometimes it's a carousel, sometimes it's a fire that's just like spinning and heavy and like growing and growing.
I think as we watch it too, as the like chickens and such go like behind the center pillar and then go to like come around the other side, things are like moving on the carousel. Like that chicken isn't always in the same spot. Like when it leaves our field of vision, it's something else, and like that chicken is now somewhere else on the ride. Like every time it's moving in a circular motion, but it's very obviously like not moving circularly in space time.
Right. Like once they reappear, they're repositioned or they are not quite
Different,
where they were.
or they're not
Yeah.
right, or like it was a chicken, but when
Yeah.
it comes around again, it's a horse, and then it like
Yeah.
comes around
Or a-
again and it's
or
a
a man.
broom, or like a
Oh,
man.
Or a man. It's
Mm.
a man in the hat.
Ooh, yeah. Teresa Maria gets that on camera, and Mariners in ears like, you have to ride the carousel. Get on that thing, and it's moving slow enough that you can safely get on it.
Ooh.
See if you can track down who's. It looks like somebody's there.
I want a bonus.
Yeah, if we get renewed, I can absolutely negotiate a raise. Absolutely, because we can get proof that ghosts actually exist and get it.
I want to.
Like that will change history forever. We are onto something big if this is real. You have to investigate.
I want my name in the title of the show. I'm getting on this merry-go-round carousel. This is me, Lisa May of Paranormies and Poltergeist Spirit Investigations. Let's go investigate a spirit.
The best
Oh.
spook hunter there ever was.
Thank you.
All right.
And
What do
like,
you?
Lisa May just like
I don't know if your eyes are still
gets
closed.
on and just like.
Yes.
sheer
Are your eyes still
willpower.
closed? Is Tiamat still guiding you, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so
Lisa May
Tiamat
turned around
and
to the turn the camera around, talked to it like normal, like full like camera persona.
Mhm.
Camera back, eyes closed again immediately. Like,
Oh, of
I gotta
course.
get on this thing.
Yeah. So and Tiamat's like armed with like this thing of beans that she made.
Yeah. I think yes. I think gosh. What is everyone else doing? Is everybody else getting on the carousel as well?
no.
Teresa has strapped like one of those GoPro cameras onto her chest, and she's given the big camera to Rizame and
Oh, yeah.
Tiamati. Sorry, they've got the big camera. Teresa's got the second GoPro on her chest. Everyone else has gotten the handy cams, and they're like, okay. Do you need holy oil or garlic? Or do you need more table salt? I got both. I got all three.
Yes, we will probably need all of those
Okay.
things.
Teresa's very heavy backpack it's made obvious. Apart from camera gear, she's got like 3 boxes of the table salt, and then she's got like 1 box of kosher salt. Just to be okay.
Amazing.
Just
know,
yes,
all the
extra. And then she gives everyone a rosary.
Oh, good. Yes.
And
Lisa May is like slowly, like already on the carousel, like, I'm good.
she gives it to Tiamati. Be careful. Okay, let's go.
This will go with my other ones, and she already has one on. She just puts this one on also, and she like reaches into her hot pink bag and hands you a copy of like the Virgin Mary and says, "Here, la Virgencita for you." So and like.
Wait, did you say that Madam Mystery was not gonna get on?
No, Madam Mystery does not get on the carousel.
I think, I mean, Francine is going to. I think that she kind of looks at who's getting on and who is.
We are getting on.
Okay.
Those two.
Okay. So kind of, like going to step on, like look down at you and be like, "You're not going."
No, I believe the spirits are calling me to something else. To somewhere else. And I'll like lean into you and go, look, Doc, I know a shoddy ride when I see one.
I mean, fair,
This thing's not
but
stable.
It doesn't. But it looks like wrong. Don't you want to find out what's going on?
I mean, it's probably just wrong. Like, probably faulty wiring. Maybe the lights aren't working right.
Well, I'll let you know, I guess, and I'll get
For
on.
sure. Oh,
and
wait.
see what
Before
happens.
I know Teresa gave you a rosary, but here, have these as well. And I hand you, basically, I like from my neck take off like a collection of necklaces, and there's like a rosary, there's a Star of David,
Aw.
there's like a chakra, there's a like, it's just every single like religious iconography one can have is on like every single necklace.
Amazing.
And you can tell that like, no, Madam Mystery just pulls whichever one is necessary for the given group that she's working with.
Yes.
Taking that off is a mistake.
I keep one rosary for myself.
Madam Mystery is doing us a very big favor. She is acting as bait. She is the tamale for the ghost.
I don't think you understand, Tia. I am one with the spirits. They commune with me, they channel through me. I am the safest one here. You, however, continue to challenge them with the smell of your delicious cooking and threats of violence.
I will. I'll say this is kind of where the three of you that are getting in the carousel, because it sounds like Teresa Marisa is staying. No, Teresa Maria is staying. Teresa Maria, God, spoonerisms, is staying put. All right, so the three of you get on the carousel, and it definitely feels like warmer than it should. And that's like possibly that feeling, like the flickering of fire out of the edge of your eye, edge of your vision. I think that like there's this rising sound of like out of all of the chickens, like beaks are open and they all kind of like on the carousel, all of them kind of make the same noise that the chicken that Tiamati got from the gift shop makes, but like all just kind of like a rising crescendo of like but starting off soft and then like moving, like getting louder, and like you can tell that the carousel is not moving faster, but it feels like it's moving faster. And that's when you see from behind the column walking towards you, like against the direction of the carousel, a man, ghostly visage. Can we get a provoke roll? And can I get two dice? Can I get 2 dice from Tiamati? Can I get 2 dice from Dr. Francine? Can I get 2 dice from Wizame? And can I give 2 dice from Madam Mystery? Because of the
Absolutely.
everything.
Oh no.
And raise your hand if you succeeded.
I got a 3 and a 6.
2
All
and a
right,
3.
1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 successes. Absolutely. Teresa, geez, that's not even a name. Teresa Maria, you are looking out and watching as this ghost appears, and the three of you and all of you see this, and like the ghost of this Puritan man, a crucifix around his neck, looking like carrying a leather-bound book that is probably, and it says Holy Bible in like old lettering, and it is like starts walking and shambling towards you, but like clearly a ghost and transparent, pointing at you and saying, "Repent!" And then the power shuts off and the carousel starts spinning down and the ghost disappears.
I think.
And after a minute,
God.
after like a few seconds, you hear Mariner's voice. "Oh my God, we got that. Oh my God, did you see that? I got that on both cameras. Oh, wow."
So we can leave now.
Should we go?
Like, we should go. Let's go.
Well, let's definitely, that's
go.
where the commercial break is happening, because we are ready to take the second commercial break.
I just want to add a final detail here.
Oh, please.
Like when this ghost appears, Tiamati instinctively yeets the beans at the ghost. So hot
absolutely.
beans flying across the carousel. Like, I just wanted to add that because that's what she would do.
When the music cuts out and that liminal space weird thing going on with the sound cuts out, the thing you all hear the most is the clattering of hot beans.
Yeah, I was gonna eat
Hold on,
that.
clattering of hot beans? Hold on.
Well, I don't know. Like, did they actually? Yeah, they got uncooked after you threw them somehow.
They became raw beans.
They became raw beans. I don't know how, but that
Oh my
happened.
God.
I think
He spooked the seasoning out of them.
Oh my gosh. And you, Dr. Francine, you know from your historical research that was Salvation Norton. That absolutely was. That is the ghost that has been haunting you in this place. we needed so second break. During the second commercial break, we should have a pretty clear idea of the haunt's history. And it sounds like we do. What uh what we need to do is like this is kind of where Mariner is going to be like, we got to provoke the ghost and we got to like make it manifest again. We got to like continue this. And I know that's like against most of your better judgment, but that is the show. Where do we think is like a good place is like that makes sense for the story to provoke the ghost into being? Like, is that
A chapel, like there's a little chapel
ooh,
of love or something like that nearby.
Ooh, like
Because
a
some people,
historical.
The
yeah,
gazebo.
yeah, the
ooh,
Oh, the
gazebo,
gazebo,
the
the gazebo.
gazebo.
Maybe
Yeah,
okay, so maybe like remember how I said there was a small plaque at the entrance? Maybe there's a little plaque in that gazebo, and like that gazebo was like the site of some historical event, and so like
yeah.
There's
that's
a tree next.
why,
There's a tree next to it, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
It's a
maybe that's
recreation.
why like
Actually.
manifest there because like that's like an original site of some kind, you know?
yeah. So yeah, the gazebo outside the
Haunted house.
the haunted house. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And actually, you know from your historical research, Franny knows that this is kind of like the gazebo is like weirdly they did a commemorative gazebo for where witches were actually burned. And that's kind of where they think that was located. Super weird that they did that, but you know, there's
They're
not a
just
whole
trying to
lot.
make money off of this historical tragedy, but it's
There's
fine.
not a lot going on that's in good taste, right?
That's true.
So
This whole
it's
thing is just all bad taste.
yeah. So let's see. I should say this is Act 2 here. So I think we can try to provoke the ghosts in the gazebo. I have some ideas of how we do that. Now, to explain the game, usually it's usually a room that we haven't been to yet, a location we haven't been to yet that has some sort of significance. But I have found that like sometimes there's like cool stuff that we've already added to the game. Where like especially the first time I run this, there was like one location that was midway through the course that was like, oh, we have to do it there. And I was like, oh, we can't because you have to come up with a new room at the end. So because space time is clearly getting a little weird and there's already a couple things that have happened, I think we can do the gazebo and I can pluck it out of space time and put it at the end of this haunted
I think even like just the
dungeon crawl.
gazebo. Like
Yeah.
technically
The
the
gazebo
was part
itself
of the
could be its own
detail.
location. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was
Mhm.
part of the detail of the haunted room, but I think like just the gazebo itself suddenly is here.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah,
what
I
if
think we can.
what if sorry, I was just thinking about this. I didn't mean to speak over everyone, but
Oh, no.
I was just thinking about this. What if like in the footage, like throughout, like as we're moving through the footage, the gazebo is present in all of the footage, regardless of where we are.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
goes
Gazebo has been following you.
yes.
That feels like a story I heard once, but you know, these things are dangerous.
And
Okay, yeah.
this might be cool, but also feel free to tell me to be crazy and go somewhere else.
This is what
But
the
perhaps
second commercial
in the middle of the park, there's like one of those man-made lakes, and in the middle of that lake, there's an island, and the gazebo has manifested there, and we have to go to the gazebo in the middle of the man-made lake
Mhm.
to go like confront this spirit.
Yeah, I will. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say to add a small detail as the progressive like footage of the gazebo like continues to show up, like the layers of paint that they've put on this gazebo over the last
Ooh.
three centuries, like peels away, and we're back to the original wood of the gazebo that was here
Mhm.
originally.
Yeah.
And so it's like the gazebo looks older and older and older each time we see it.
Like the floor is like the paint comes up and there's like blood on the floor,
Mhm.
like that dried old blood.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
chicken blood, you know.
Yeah.
Chicken blood, obviously. Nothing else. Just chicken blood.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's say yeah, the gazebo has been moving around. So there's and let's say that there's a gazebo near the river. Instead of putting it on an island, we'll put it on the bank of the river. And that's kind of like both where they burned witches and also like did the testing, like the actual
Yeah, the
testing.
drown
Like,
test.
do they float? Do
Mhm.
witches
Yeah.
float? Yeah. And yeah, so we're gonna set up at the gazebo. Think let's like think about, like, you don't have to answer now because we can do it, we can play to find out, but like, what are we gonna do to summon the ghost? Like, what might get the ghost's attention? Think of how you're gonna get it to appear again so that you can get it on camera one last time before you get out of here.
I think we've
The
seen symbols in a couple of places. So
mhm.
maybe they start coming together into something that's actually like legible as it's like carved into the gazebo in some way, like a
I also
flatten
Or-
or something.
Yeah, I also think that we got some very strong reactions from the ghost with Francine and Madame Mystery.
I was just thinking
They
about
chose
that.
each other. So
we have to
Yeah.
we have to hold
My
a
God.
fake marriage ceremony in
I
the
wanna-
gazebo.
I want to
Does it
point out
give
for
us two now?
I want to point out for viewers that like homophobia and transphobia is explicitly a hard line in our lines and veils, but we don't, anything like that is clearly, we'll say that we can definitely do this because I think it's not like, I think anything, this Puritan ghost is going to be angered by, like, you can pull out your phone and he's going to be like,
how dare
the
you?
devil's work,
dare
you
you.
know?
Witch.
Yeah, witch. It's witchcraft.
Actually,
I
you
think
know
that
what?
it could just be
Yeah,
too
any
close. I mean,
witch-like
Puritans,
behavior.
Yeah, Puritans could just
Um,
be standing like too close to each other, and then now everyone's mad. You've offended God. So it doesn't
I'm
matter.
actually can we write in perhaps that Madame Mystery has a like little plastic container of like communion wafers that she has not blessed and is just eating like crackers.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And that's
Oh my
like
gosh.
something that we can do to anger the ghost.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think also the technical devices, like their
Mhm.
technology, they beep and they make sound and they glow red and like
mhm.
maybe they look like devil eyes or something that's like, ah, that's a witch. There's devils in that weird box is another way
Yes.
to upset the ghost.
Honestly, think
Also,
pretty much anything that this group of people does, he's gonna be like, "You're witches." Like,
yeah.
That's pretty
I
much
do
You've
true.
got
Yeah.
I do want to point
I
out
mean-
too, like a lot of the stuff that Teresa and Tiamati are doing is very is ritualized from things that are outside of Catholicism but absorbed by the religion. So it could easily be perceived as a form of the witchcraft that said ghost is very against, because
Yes.
you know they're like doing the salt thing. They've got like all the ritualistic items. I mean, Tiamati's gonna be lighting candles. Like it's gonna be crazy. So
Yes. I think we've got an idea of what the scene is going to look like. So I think we can go back into the fiction and the commercial break, and act 3, I'll set the scene, and you will start trying to provoke the ghost, and we're going to roll for it and um, see if we can get Salvation Norton to appear.
boy.
All right. So you are at the gazebo. It is now down by the river. You realize, you think you've spotted it following you and you didn't realize it. And as Kate has suggested, the paint has peeled and it looks like it really was built in the 17th century. And it is clearly, not in good shape. There is a little plaque on it still. I don't know if that's important at this point, if we care, but the history is still there. And it does say something about, this is where witches were thought to have been burned, and the floating test was administered, and all the terrible stuff that they did to people who just weren't like anybody else and were just suspected of being a witch. I think the 5 of you are there. What preparations have you started to make?
I think I went back to the food court to grab like the rotting meat
Oh,
to like smear into like the symbols on the gazebo.
amazing. Oh, were the symbols there when you got there, or did you carve those? Or write
I think
those?
I think they were there when we got there. I think that
Ooh,
feels good.
okay. Yes, you do that. And what is everyone else doing?
Musume has set up all of the devices, and like maybe even like in the gazebo was like, oh look, there is already some sort of pentagram or some sort of carving in it. I will put the devices on the points and just see how that goes. And like
Mm-hmm.
one on each kind of like corner, and like
What
backs
could
up is
go
like
wrong?
that.
Yeah.
That's not like after that. That's all I got.
Oh, fantastic. Yep. Tiamati.
Oh, I think that Tiamati has gone into full protective grandma mode and is like pulling stuff out of her purse. She's got like it's pulling stuff out of her purse, but it's like weirdly like no one expected like a whole like it's one of the like the old vests that like the old vest straps that you would put across with and you would keep bullets in there, but it's like holy water, holy oil, a cross, a thing of garlic. Like she looks like she is going to battle.
She's
like,
got a bandolier of
yeah, she's got a
Bandolier
bandolier
of
going
ghost
across her
fighting
body.
accoutrement.
She's got a
Yes.
bandolier. She's got like she's also got like a second bandolier with like multiple flashlights on it. And like there is she's also got like a salt gun, but it's like an actual it looks like an actual pistol that was remodeled to fire salt. Like she looks very like Rambo grandma, which is a little weird.
Fantastic.
That little pink medical bag she's also got like stuff to like stuff that says ghost binding, and you don't know what's in it, but it looks like it's like stuff that she's going to geet at the ghost. She's got more holy dirt and stuff. Like she's just going all out. She's also got tamales like on one hip just in case.
Mhm.
And the last thing is like it looks like something that would normally hold revolvers, but it's like chanclas. They're sandals. Like there are sandals attached to this
love
woman.
Wonderful.
Not just like in various colors. Some of them have like runes written on them. Some of them look like they might have been blessed at one point because there's a little bit of like shininess to them. But yeah, they're all named too. Like they have names on them, so she's ready.
Beautiful.
Like Tiamati's going to battle.
All this time that Tiamati and Wisame are preparing for whatever they're preparing for, Teresa's got the camera straight on them. Like now she's got she's got another camera kind of strapped onto her shoulder so that she's got visual on her people and there's a light on there. And then she's got her other bag on one side. She's got her bolo ready to go. And she's got
Steadicam.
her
Wearing
yeah,
your
she has mounted the Steadicam as protective gear, also armor. So if anything comes by her, the camera will bite it first, and then she will. She also has like done the symbols of the holy oil thing, and she's prayed to all of her. She's prayed to all of her ancestors, going, "You will keep me safe. Salamat po." Mahal kita. And then she finishes that with amen. And then she goes, I am ready. And she has the bolo
Wonderful.
out. She has the bolo ready to go. And she looks
Yeah.
over to Dr. Quinn with her steady cam and focuses in.
Dr.
Francine is
Francine. Yeah.
so out of her like everyone is doing all she didn't bring anything with her. She has maybe like if anything, she wouldn't even need to bring a history book with her. She memorized all of it ahead of time, obviously. I think just staying close to Madam Mystery and kind of like trying to because earlier you had like given an explanation for what was going on, and now I think she's like, how do you explain that? Was that your person that you hired to follow us? Like, what's going on? And what are you doing? And why did you go get the meat? Like, I think she's just like following you around, asking a bunch of questions, trying to get clarity on what's going on here, and also like arranging the various things that she's been given and trying to figure out like what is
Yeah.
okay. Like, let me figure out what these all are, and all the things everyone has handed me.
I don't know what George does. That's why I send him early. It's better to get like a reaction naturally rather than like knowing what's coming. It's just better for the show. Anyway, let's get this final scene. And Madame
Yes.
Mystery will like hike up like the side of her robe to like push her boobs out more and like look more camera presentable.
Oh yeah. We'll start with you, Madame Mystery. Do you call out to the ghost of Salvation Norton?
Yes.
Or
I
Yeah.
take a minute and I put my hands kind of like on the ground where like the symbols are kind of etched into the floor of the gazebo. I'm not touching them. I'm like just beside them. And I
Yeah.
go, spirits, we call to you this evening. Send us the visage of. Shoot, what was his name again?
Salvation Norton.
Send us the spirit of Salvation Norman here for us to see and communicate with at Hexway Natural
Hexwood Park.
Hexwood Theme Park. This is all in character, but I'm not like
Oh, yeah.
like she is forgetting actively like
Can I get you to make a provoke roll and have you roll 2 dice
Absolutely.
because for getting names wrong and
oh, absolutely.
and also the meat.
Yeah.
The meat.
I got a 4 and a 6.
So 1 success. Okay, got it. Yeah, you can feel the wind picking up and it definitely starts to feel warmer, but no ghost. And Mariners in all y'all's ears like, keep going. Somebody do something. Somebody do something.
I should now chant to fill in the background space. Somebody else do something. Send us the ghost.
Weezame, do you have anything? You got,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was his name? Templeton. No.
Norton.
Salvation.
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 Yeah.
Salvation Norton. If you are here, walk towards the gazebo. I want to know if you're here. I want to know if you've got something to say other than repent, because that is repetitive. That is repetitive, and I do not like it.
Repetitive.
Can I get a provoke roll from you? And you can roll 2 dice because you are
Absolutely.
definitely getting on this guy's nerve.
I got a 4 and a 6.
No provoking. Wow.
I
So
am
the provoke is
protected
3.
by my Tiamat.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because
Wow.
Tiamat.
She continues to be like, "Where are you at? Are you coming?"
Mhm.
Getting into real like kind of like,
like,
come on now, like
boy.
get your behind out here so we can see you, so we can go home. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We got tamales. You want tamales? Like, you
Who
didn't want
doesn't?
the frijoles. Like, that wasn't your jam. But like, come on out.
Could I,
Teresa?
from while Lisa May is doing this, Teresa's like, can we just say we're witches?
Oh, roll provoke right there. Just 1 die. Absolutely. I
We
know
are
your
witches.
provoke is low, but...
Bum, 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 bum.
3.
Oh, nope, that's clear. Tiamati, what do you have?
Yeah, I think Tiamat like sees like Weezame like so distressed, and she takes a deep breath, like pulls out her salt gun, and like it's a little pistol, but she treats it like it's a shotgun. Like she just like she could do, if she could do the sound, she would, but she can't because it's a little pistol. And she walks forward in front of Weezame and she says, "Weezame, remember me, all right?" And she looks straight out at the gazebo with the very like, and she looks every bit the revolutionary that she once was, and she says, "You know what? I will not repent."
Ooh, give me a provoke roll.
So 1 or 2 dice.
Let's give you 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 3 and a 1. So
the 1 counts.
That one will do it.
Yeah, because your provoke is 2. All right. Francine, what are you doing during all this?
Yeah, I think at first, kind of just watching, at first kind of like still not sure what's going on here. I think she is going around and looking at the runes that are written on the gazebo and kind of trying to figure out and like academically piece together
Yeah.
what these might be and what these might mean, would it be possible to start reading some of them? Like, is it in a language that we could translate or even like supernaturally start to know?
I mean, I think if it makes sense for your character to know the history of this area and know like if these runes were concepts or even pronounceable, I think your character would probably know that because your character did research, some of the history of this stuff. So I will say that's your call. So if you think you can start reading them, I think you can start reading them.
Yeah. And I like the idea. Or I know they've kind of just been around and we haven't necessarily established what they were, but I like the idea that the runes were something that are like left over by the actual witch who put the spell
I
or like put
agree.
the curse on him, and they're
I
like pieces
agree.
of the curse. So I
Yeah.
start like reading off pieces of the original curse that like cursed him to be stuck on this land.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Give me 2 dice. 2 dice provoke. Oh, this
I
is
have to
good
detail
stuff.
when the dice rolls over. I got
two.
A 2.
Like it's
That is
rolled a
that.
two, yeah.
Yeah, you start saying stuff out loud and it gets warmer and kind of that same effect that was on the carousel. The frame of the gazebo, like there's no one there, but like as if there was a wall blocking him, Salvation Mather appears, his eyes aflame and a torch in his hand, along with a Bible and the one in each hand, and he says, "You would practice witchcraft? All witches will burn." And it is clear that he means to murder all of you as he sets the gazebo on fire. It is time, and all you hear static in your intercom, but all you can hear Mariner say is just, "Oh shit, run!" Oh, sorry, run!
We're doing our best.
Doing our best. Run, and he cuts out, and this is the final act of the game. This is your escape from Salvation Mather, and what we're going to do is we're going to return through the way we came. Space-time is making it so that like the ghost's influence means that you have to, your ways are blocked, and I still have $50 that I can spend from Kate, so thank you for that. We are going to run back the way we came. You all flee, so that room you don't have to try to escape. But the ghost attacks. I will like you all book it, and you have to go. You're back running through the carousel. All of the like queue stanchions, like the queue fencing, has made it so that there's like one straight path and you have to get onto the carousel and off it on the other side. The 5 of you are running. I need, what we're going to do now is everyone's going to roll provoke, and instead of trying to roll under, equal to or under, it's a d6 plus your provoke, and that is
Okay.
going to, whoever rolls highest is going to who the ghost is going to attack. So let me get some totals.
I'm just
I really
imagining
hope
us doing like
That is
the.
way early.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just imagining us doing the Scooby-Doo run, like across the park.
I'm also
Oh.
imagining as we go through the carousel, some of the chickens like trying to peck at us.
Oh yeah, that's gonna factor in. We,
I
Oh,
also
we
got
have-
a 10.
wait,
Wait, how'd you get a 10? How'd you get a 10
your-
on a d6 plus your provoke?
your provoke's 2?
Oh, my
Right,
well, I
Kimachi?
got I got a 5 and a 5 on the die.
You only
That's
roll
why
one
I
die. One die.
Okay, I died. All right, so
So a
5
5
plus
I
plus
got
2 is 7.
Oh, 5
But we
plus
have a
I got
10, we have a 6, we have a 4, and we have a 6. Okay, so
Thank you.
it is gonna.
I cannot math.
So here's how
So,
this. So
7.
our characters, it's going to attack Meta Mystery.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is definitely like the chickens are all still going just like the toys at the gift shop.
Mhm.
And they are pecking. They kind of stand up and they start pecking at you, Meta Mystery. So you have a couple choices here.
Yeah.
1, you can lose a point off of your survive. Your survive
Yeah.
is 1. That's a problem.
Yes.
2, you can use, everybody's got a token, and actually Wizame has two, thanks to Kathleen. You can negate damage, and you can narrate how you narrowly escape getting hurt, and in your case, getting killed.
Mhm.
If you spend that token. Your third option is to provoke the ghost off of you and onto somebody else, and this can only
Right.
happen once per room. And so you can, if there's somebody you kind of want to see take a hit, you can do that.
Yeah.
But those are your options. What are you doing? As the
Um,
chickens are, this weird chicken swarm of carousel chickens is attacking you.
I will, as I'm running into the chicken swarm, I'm gonna choose to send the ghost elsewhere. And I'm gonna do that by going, spirits, I've always been a voice for you, an ear for you. Turn not to me, but to those who doubt and fear you. And I will point to Oisa May.
Ooh. Lisa's, that's some like fighting words on both, just a general like the ghost is now going to attack Wisa May, and also Lisa maybe is a real believer. I don't know, like but go ahead and take one off of your provoke, and that will also affect your die rolls from now on. So your provoke is now
for
down to
sure.
3. Wisa May, you can either take the hit and take a point off of survive, or you can use one of your 2 tokens to negate damage. I think the call is clear.
Out of character. That's
Well-
exactly why I did that.
Oh.
you have more things to survive with.
I will lose a token.
Absolutely.
Did I
Leave one off.
define those earlier?
Oh no, I have it on the character sheet. Well, the character sheet's the stat tracker in the Word doc. So we're tracking it there. And yep, Madam Mystery now is a provoke a 3. It takes some energy to do that. And the chicken's riding. So you use that token. So Salvation Norton is riding one of the chickens and swinging a torch at you. Like, what do you do to escape getting hurt, Wizame?
I believe that Wizame grabbed from Tiamati's bag the original screaming chicken, the toy from the store that's just going ah, and like chucks it, like just
Oh
chucks
yeah.
it.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and it slaps Salvation Norton right in the face, and
Yeah.
he's thrown off his game, and absolutely you escape.
he also is like, "You're a chicken," just tries to like
Oh, them's fine.
little
Yeah.
vicious mockery thrown
Yes.
in, like
Different psychic
You're-
damage.
You escape the carousel, and we're now running through the tunnel of love and the maintenance paths through it. Can I get a provoke roll from D6 plus provoke from everybody, and tell me what your total is? By the way, if the 2 of you tie for highest, then you all get a get out of jail free card basically on this. So we have a 3, we have a 6, we have a 6, we have a 4, and a 6. 3 of you tied for the highest. Okay, then the 3 of
Did
you.
we just get a 666?
We did. In the tunnel of love.
This stream is haunted.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Ooh.
Just
So
wanna say,
the
on that,
goat-
Norton.
So I will say that Teresa, Teresa Maria. God, sorry. And Teresa Maria and Madam Mystery runs through first, and that's when George steps out. The zombie corpse of George steps out in front of Tia Maria and Dr. Francine and Wisa May. The 3 of you, though, it's going to attack, and it's kind of not sure who to attack, but this is your chance to befuddle the ghost and stop. Like, nobody's going to take damage, so nobody has to spend anything.
Sure.
But narrate for us how the 3 of you escape.
Teresa Maria is in front of like the group with our lovely Miriam, and she's got the bolo out ready to go. And the moment George is, I'm sorry for your friend George, biffs him and knocks him off the side with like flat end of the
Oh,
No,
bolo.
I got
yeah.
past.
Love that.
And then she had slicked like holy oil all over this, and then she's like, "Sus Maria Sep," because Sus Maria Sep in Tagalog is actually a curse, but
Oh,
in this
good.
instance, she's just calling out the names of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So she's
Lovely.
just like, "Ah!"
So the bolo, is that the like the two stones or wooden balls? Like, or is that
The
something else? I'm thinking
So a
something else.
bolo in Philippines is basically a machete.
Oh, okay. Not the different. I was thinking a different bolo. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So you cut, yeah, Teresa Maria cuts down this zombie. And its back burns, like bursts into flames as it falls over into the water of the ride. And y'all are like, okay, time to go.
I
Um,
I'm gonna yell back because that was my like crewman.
oh yeah.
Um, good show, George. Remember, we're not liable for injuries on the job.
I don't think
The
George
paperwork
is going
for
to object at this point because George is done for.
No.
You run through and you are now going through the log flume ride, and I will say, the waters, it is like everything is bursting water. Anything that is like an animal that is on set is like gushing water, threatening to push you into the flume, like the actual flume log rides watery channel that is now full of this brown, rusted orange red water that may actually be blood at this point. It's hard to tell. But can I get a provoke plus a d6 plus provoke from everybody again? Because we have to see who the ghost is attacking.
That's
A
9 for me.
9, a 4, a 1. Oh,
Seven.
d6 plus your 1 is still 1? Like, oh, 2. Oh gosh. 7, 8. Oh, we have a 9. We have a winner. Oh,
That's
meta
me.
mystery. As you were kind of slipping on, I don't know if you wore sensible shoes today, but like as you're slipping.
I'm wearing slippers.
Oh,
They're
good.
like fully like soothsayer. I'm in a full like carnival fair soothsayer outfit.
Mhm.
Uh,
Um, you are trying to round a corner and you run smack into Salvation Norton, and he swings a torch at you and tries to push you into the water. What do you do? Do you
uh,
take the hit or do you try to do
I
something?
think I'm gonna um you know what? I'm gonna say that that Tiamati was right behind me. And I'm gonna use one of my provokes to redirect the damage. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
do that by when he like I turn that corner, but my shoes don't have grip. So I just slide, but Tia makes the corner and takes the torch hit instead.
Oh, okay. Tiamati, do you want to
Yes.
take that damage or do you want to use your one token?
Uh,
You've got a lot of points in survive, so you're pretty
yeah,
tough.
I've got a lot of points in survive, so I like there's a part of me that's like, oh, I really want to do stuff, but I also I don't want to use up my token
I mean,
right
use
now.
it or lose it. You've only got a few rooms to get through after this, so
Okay.
there's
I
only
think
4
I am
rooms.
going to
So
use my token to avoid taking damage then.
perfect. So describe to us like what happens there.
So as soon as she sees this ghost, she goes like she's in full old. This is an old soldier. This is a woman who clearly did something revolutionary related, some kind of battle related nonsense. Because she ducks down like a pro, pulls a blue chancla that says Cheryl, or no, it says not Cheryl. It says it's gonna say Maria because that's the name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
and she smacks him and she goes vaya te diablo, which is go away devil, like right across the head, like not
Right.
like just pa.
Yes, and he kind of floats off to the side and clearing the passage for the rest of you to like flee through as he's like grabbing his face, and like it's almost like your holy conviction is like left a mark. It really burns. Like
She blows dust off her chancla like
Like smoke out of a barrel,
Yes.
barrel of a gun.
Yes. Oh, did we get another donation? Oh my god, we did. Oh,
Hell!
oh my gosh. Oh, Hadley, thank you for the $50. We have raised
Yay!
$175. Oh, two
let's
of them.
go.
Oh, also, no, we had a $20 donation also. Oh my God, $70 total. Holy criminy. So we have an Everybody Escapes a Room Unharmed that you all can decide when to use. And also, what else did we get? Another 20 just on top of that. Thank you so much. That's a $70 donation. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Woo.
wow. So the we don't
I
have
wanna-
And
the
you still
right
have a
meter
donation
down
that hurt
below.
us.
I just want to
Oh,
quickly shout
Mhm.
out to my personal D&D group who have been making the donations to support us and support me, and I really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
and all that money
Yeah.
goes to Make-A-Wish International, who we are doing a fundraiser for Roll for
Yes.
Wishes. So thank you so much. We're at I set an arbitrary $250 goal, and we don't have the right meter down here on the what's over here. Actually, it's like over there somewhere on screen. But it's we've raised $175 today. That's fantastic. Oh my
Yay!
gosh. Well, we're not done. So as the rest of you flee through the Which Way Mountain, you are now running through that kitchen. And yeah, thank you for posting the donation link again, Neon. Yes, we're going through the kitchen. All of the freezers are open and blasting cold somehow, even though they're all still unplugged. And the large cooking pot that Louisa May called a cauldron is actually, it's boiling with stuff. And I need another provoke roll from anybody, unless you all want to use that Everyone Escapes a Room Unharmed card,
I th-
which you
I
can.
think, I think we can save it for a more pressing moment. We are all still doing
it for
pretty
the
good
end.
on
You know,
survive
I-
and tokens.
I didn't say that we could use it to save somebody who might be dying, but like we absolutely can use it. You can slap that down if that gets to that
Yeah.
point.
We
Let's
also have another $50. Don't forget to hurt us. So
we do. That's right. I'm gonna
Oh,
make you run
everyone
through
can donate,
another.
and all the players can still die.
Yes. That's right. So I'm gonna use that $50, I think, to add another room onto the escape path.
yes, we might want to
because-
save our everyone escape
Hold
a
on
room
to
for
that.
later.
Get out of jail free
Yes.
card.
In that case, I need a provoke plus D6 roll. We have a 2. Low rolling Teresa Maria. Love it. A 5, a 9. Oh no. And a 4, and Neon. What did it?
That'd be 5.
5.
5. I can do math. I promise.
Oh, that's
Math is
this one's going to
hard.
Dr. I think Dr. Francine wins this one. Yeah. Cotton. Cotton. Why do I want to call him Cotton Mather? That's somebody else from history. That's not who this is. Salvation Norton. Did they rhyme? I don't know. No, they don't at all.
No, they don't.
Salvation Norton appears out of the freezer, carrying the torch, and like motions, and like the cauldron is full of like boiling water, and this is being thrown at you, Dr. Francine. What happens? Are you going to take the hit? Are you going to use your token? Are you going to well, you have 1 provoke. So actually, no, that's Teresa Maria's character sheet. You have 3 provoke. So you could provoke this onto somebody else.
I could. I think since I still have my token left,
Mhm.
I will use my my 1 free
Get out of
away from
damage.
it. Get out
Yes.
of damage free card.
Can you narrate what happens in the attack? And you can narrate the attack as well to describe what happens.
Yeah, so you said, so we're in the kitchen and he's like going to be throwing the pot of hot water
Mhm.
on me. I think that,
Telekinetically, yes.
yeah. Now that I think that she's gotten with the program a little bit more of understanding, like, oh, this is real. She has been wearing still all of the necklaces and stuff that she was given by Miriam. I think she's gonna go and look for the ones that are like would be considered to him like, you know, pagan like symbols and things like that, and try and like throw them at him and try and just kind of like distract him. Throwing things at him has seemed to work based on however we've thrown so many things at this ghost. that seems to be the vibe.
You definitely whip some off. I will say that like it distracts Salvation long enough that like the cauldron of water that is spilling towards you like suddenly like moves upward, like he's like and like that causes his telekinetic powers to, you know, poltergeist style powers to like throw it upwards, and it lands behind you and spills out onto the floor, and you are safe. Absolutely. Uh, Teresa Maria is capturing all this on film because you still got a job to do. And definitely, and also I want to encourage you all to you still can banter as we are escaping too.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to turn into just a mini game, but these descriptions are dope. These are great.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a point at which Francine, maybe even as that is happening, is looking at Miriam and being in a fun role reversal of how we were earlier, is it still all George? You still think this is all George?
He's very skilled.
I think he's dead.
He's very dead. Keep running.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think also as you are escaping the kitchen, I will say that the topography of the park has rearranged itself, and that you should have made your way through the fun house next, but there is just a roller coaster track kind of blocking your way, and the cars are there. And this is an old wooden coaster, but it looks like you're gonna have to escape. It looks like your best bet is to get in the roller coaster car.
Oh my god, this is so Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Weezame is like, I claim the last row. Getting in that last row. She's gonna ride a roller coaster. She's gonna have a good time.
You kidding me? The best part is at the front.
This is me using that $50
Yeah, you go
to add
ahead.
a room. Yes.
Yes. What was it? I
Amazing.
think Tiamati is immediately gonna just sit with Weezame and make sure that Weezame is okay. The ghost hasn't been
Oh, I'm gonna put the
nothing.
safety bar down. It'll be fine. There's a safety bar.
Are you all right? The ghost hasn't touched you or anything?
Are we at the entrance? Again, with how weird time is, I just think it'd be funny if as she's pulling the safety bar down, there's a sign off to the corner of where the ride failed their last inspection.
Oh yeah. I will say
It says
that
under construction.
Also, is Tiamati tall enough for the ride?
Oh yeah.
Tiamati's 5'2" and she stands up straight.
Yeah,
so
you
she
have to
gets
be
taller.
4 foot. You have to be 4'6". You're good.
Yeah.
Tiamati's good.
And she's standing up straight now because she's in revolutionary mode. So
Yes. All of you get on the ride, and actually, I think I kind of misunderstood what Quinn was saying, but I think this is really funny. It's if you pull down the bars and you're locked in, and you look over to the side, and you're like, wait, that's the exit, and the car the car takes off.
Oh, no.
And then the tracks start lighting on fire, and so you are on a possibly burning wooden roller coaster. And fortunately no loops, but I would need a provoke plus d6 roll from everybody.
Great. Love that for us. Okay.
A 2, a 5.
That's a 4.
A 9, a 4, and a 5.
I
Oh
rolled
my
a 6
gosh.
again.
Oh wow, Dr. Francine. We'll say you were what do you think you were in the front row?
I was probably near Miriam.
Okay, let's say that the two of you were in the front row. And Teresa Maria, you're like, how am I supposed to film all this if you guys split up? But
you're going just
yeah, just in the middle.
rapidly.
The ghost of Salvation Norton. You see the hand carrying the torch first as it comes up, and he's climbing on top to the front of the coaster. It doesn't have a hood, it's not a car, but he's climbing onto it, and he's going to attack you. And what do? Do you take the hit or do you provoke? You don't have any tokens left.
No, I don't, but I do have 3 provoke.
Oh yes.
I think I'm going to try and just send it behind me, and unfortunately, you're the one behind me. You have way more survive. You'll be fine. So I kind of just, I think, almost just ducking down underneath the cart and hoping it goes past.
Yeah. So
and maybe shouting something along the way of about how she's more again and similar to how Miriam did earlier. She's more of a anti-ghost than I am. Go get her.
Definitely. So you provoke the ghost, and so you're gonna lose 1 provoke from your sheet.
As the ghost goes over us too, I'm gonna reach into one of my like pockets because I'm sitting beside you on the roller coaster and just like toss a like rainbow of salt above us. So he has to like
Oh,
go
Teresa
over.
Maria, there's a ghost kind of overreaching and coming flying towards you. Do you want to use your token to negate, or do you want to take one off your survive, which is a hefty 4 because you're the party
Ooh,
tank, apparently.
apparently I am. You know what? You know what? I want to use my survive because I might use my token for later. And
Okay.
I feel like up to this point, Teresa Maria has just been very quiet for no other reason than she's just always fairly quiet until
Mhm.
now. And then she goes, "You were cursed for a reason," and smashes it with her
Yes, absolutely.
Love it.
machete.
Love it.
But you do actually get like burnt, like there's some impact as like the torch like hits you. And I'll say like you don't get set on fire, but it's like it's still like you get bruised, right? Like it still hurts. So that's one off of your survive, and I'll mark that on our sheet. Um, Gosh, yeah. And the roller coaster comes to a stop and you can exit and the bars pop up and you can all get out. Um, and you are right behind the fun house. And you are making your way through the fun house. There's a maze of wrought iron fences that are like leading up to it. So you kind of have to run left and right and back and forth and left and right. Um, the As you were enter through the only way out is through the house of seven gables, and it's got 8 now. That's not right either. But it is inside, the lights are still flickering and it's still historically inaccurate, but Salvation is there with a bunch of animatronic. Well, they weren't animatronic before, but they seem to be moving, these witches, um using them. Actually, it's not the witches. He uses the good holy folk that were in some scenes. And I need a provoke roll, d6 plus provoke from everybody.
Oh,
A 4,
3.
a 3, a 5, a 4, and a 4. Teresa Maria wins with a 5. All
Did we?
right.
Oh, yeah, it's not the matching highest though.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yep, it's got to be a matching highest.
Yep.
Teresa Maria, you are being attacked again, as you are being swarmed by mannequins and a torch and Bible wielding Puritan ghost. What do you do to escape this, or do you take the hit, or do you? Well, you can't provoke. You got to provoke a 1. You'll become boring if you do that, and that's too much for reality television.
Could I
Um,
use a survive in
oh
this
yeah,
one?
absolutely. You can take it from
For
the
my
survive.
ghost?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. I would like to survive, and
Mhm.
there's something that Teresa Maria does. Even though she's been scarred by religious issues with with her upbringing, she can recite that Bible because she was sent to one camp because her
Mhm.
parents were sus of her, and she's like, I can recite this, and she recites all of John, like all of
All of
John,
John?
all
All
of
of it?
All of
John,
it. All of
all
it.
of
All
it.
of it.
And
Wow.
because she knows this is the one Bible book that is all about love. So she recites all of John, and then she starts going into very specific Corinthians 13 chapter Bible verse, and she's like, "Take this, you ghosty, go back to sleep."
Absolutely. I'm taking 1 off of survive. You don't have to roll provoke. You don't have to roll anything. I will say that this works, and you will like eventually get out. Like a lot of them are just like hitting you with like whatever tools they had, or like if they're carrying books that aren't real Bibles, but they're still heavy props. So you're taking a lot of bludgeoning damage. So you take 1 off survive. You're at 2 survive now, which is where some people started in this game. Let's be honest. Um, you are,
Some.
but you do that, and they just kind of like, it's almost like when you start reciting scripture, it's almost like I'm gonna call him Cotton Mather. He's not freaking Cotton Mather. Salvation Norton is kind of taken aback, like, oh, maybe I got the wrong person. Maybe she's not a witch. But like the mannequins all like kind of lay off and like start like they kneel down and like they're at church and they're like listening to you. And at some point you realize the coast is clear and you can get the heck out of there, and so you skedaddle. And
During this time, while she's reciting things, she's looking behind her while the camera is like up above her head, and she's like motioning for everybody else to get through because she's got everyone's attention. And she's
mhm,
like reciting, and she's just flailing, and she's got all of First Corinthians 13 right down from the first part to the last part, all about love is love is love, and then
yeah.
love is this and this and this, and then and then she's having a full sermon moment that can be heard loudly through the camera.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and I will say, Francine, you don't know what got into your spine, but you're filming all this with the handy cam that you were holding on since the Tunnel of Love. So at least we got that footage. And the rest of you escape out, and you have to go past the Ferris wheel. And I will say that the Ferris wheel, there's some creaking motion, and it comes, and you can see Salvation. Let's call him
You got it.
Cotton.
You-
Salvation Norton is riding the top of this wheel as it breaks off of its of the frame holding it. It starts rolling towards you, and I need everybody to make a d6 plus provoke roll.
Here
We're
we
almost
go.
out. We have 2 more rooms, and you still have that get out. Everybody dodges card.
Oh, balls. Okay.
Oh, okay. So a
7.
6, a 9, a 7, an 8, and a 7. That's a 9 from
Wow.
Louisa May, who still has a token.
Mhm.
So Louisa
Okay.
May, this Ferris wheel's rolling right towards you. What do you do?
Yeah. So
May I make a pitch?
Yeah.
I think because you're using your tokens, you're going to get out safely. You are Tiamati's grandbaby. So I think that like you hear like the sound of something flying through the air, the and like a big black sandal named Jose hits Salvation on the side of the head. Like he tried to duck. He may have like tried to go around the like maybe like hide
Mhm.
behind a bar, but it fucking went around. Sorry, excuse me. It went around the corner and like clocked him because
Bending
they go
chakras.
around corners. Okay.
I like that, and I'm gonna add to it that at the same time, Louisa May reached into her own pocket and pulled out a silver dollar, like made
Yes.
of silver, and chucks it at the Ferris wheel to see if it'll land. Like we're just gonna go with physics being physics,
Yeah.
and that it lands in the spokes of the Ferris wheel and
Mhm.
knocks it off of its like axis, so it's like starts
Yeah.
doing the like fall that a coin would do of like
Yep. That's exactly what happens. We'll say, like, instead of hitting the spoke, you kind of like tossed it underneath its path and you landed it just right. And it's like gets knocked off and wobbles and starts like, and it falls on, it falls over onto one of the gift shops with the chicken, and you just hear, "Ah," as all these chickens get crunched. And you see that like on the big medallion that you described earlier, like with those occult symbols, they are glowing. And you can see also that like there's another figure who has been riding the Ferris wheel, and you see like a
Satan.
woman. No, it's a woman. It
The
looks like a
witch.
woman,
Ooh.
and she kind of looks at the 5 of you and says, "I'll try to hold him off. Thanks for summoning me." And she kind of pulls some meat out of her pockets and just like throws it down.
Yes.
Unusual
Spirit!
cast. She says, she kind of looks at Madam Mystery and says, "Unusual casting technique, but it effective."
I'm known for my cost-effective and very spiritually effective
Okay,
techniques.
it's time to go.
For a
I'm like
low,
grabbing
low
her arm, like,
price of
it's time to go.
$50.
It's time to go.
You too can talk to dead.
And we
Like
will say
grabbing her robes, just like out we go.
there's one room left, and that's the midway. I will say that we get I thought about like having some of the toys or other souvenirs attack, but Salvation tries to kind of enact that, but the woman who has gone unnamed and possibly correctly was a witch, but like she works her magic to kind of pull something. This is the Hadley's donation in effect, yet you all make this room out. So narrate how you escape. If you all want to add some details, this is your moment to shine. Everybody has survived this night, and how do you all get out of here?
I think Tiamati is just in full survival mode. I'm sorry, I mean to speak over you.
No, go for it. Go for it. You first.
Yeah, and she it's like she football tackles Louisa May, physically picks her up, and bolts out of the park. And like all you hear is "Not today, not my grandbaby, you ghost!" and like keeps running. Like
It's very like when Shaggy picks up Scooby.
Yeah.
And like they're it's just like, oh, okay.
Fantastic.
And that is a wrap, folks. And Madame Mystery, as we like run past the ticket booths, with one hand scoops one of the cash registers. And with the other hand, grabs the hand of Dr. Francine and goes, I can't believe you. And then they run into the van.
Oh my gosh. And we'll probably get some drone shots now that you are safe and outside, and we see the logo for the show, Paranormies and Poltergeists, Spirit Investigators, come across as the credits roll.
Teresa didn't get subscribed.
Teresa never getting out.
Teresa got out. Teresa has been filming from behind this whole entire time, and as she does so, she tosses a little bit of salt her way, and like you can't see it, but she once everything calms down, she will check the camera. She'll notice parts of it is melted, but the main part that records is good, and then she'll do the one last lick, and then drone shots.
Yes.
And across her bolo with the holy oil. Like, ha!
Hilarious.
And that is our game. Congratulations on everyone surviving.
Yay!
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I loved it. Thank you all for playing. This has been Killer Ratings. It is on itch.io, and also maybe in your friendly local gaming store like I picked it up. This is what it looks like. It looks like a comic book. Look at this cover art. It's so dope.
It's so good.
And 3 potential cast members, from some other show. But also, if you pick up this game, it comes with a second game that's a spin-off based on the rules called Targmargs. And it's about getting drunk in Target and trying not to get in trouble late at night. Sneaking margaritas into the Target and going shopping. I'm going to look for that link so Neon can post it into chat. So if you're interested in the game, I think it's banner. Let me see. I'll find it. But while I'm doing that, thank you everybody who donated and gave us $175 to give to Make-A-Wish International. That's fantastic. I'm so happy that we were able to raise money for a good cause. And I would like my players, who are all awesome and all made wonderful characters. And the first thing I said was like, these characters are too cool. I don't want to kill anybody off. Like, I'm going to feel sad. But we didn't. Everybody survived. Thank you. Let's go around. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go in the direction of what I'm looking, not on screen, but what I'm looking at on our camera app. And you get to go first. In fact, you didn't get to say who you were in the beginning because we had some technical difficulties. So, N, who are you, and what cool things are you up to? Where can we find you?
I'm GM of Revan. You can call me N. You can find me everywhere on the internet as GM of Revan. I make maps, a lot of maps, and cool. I make doodles, which I have sent to the group chat, and on Discord. So if you want to take a look at that, guys, you certainly can. That's what I was doing, focused the entire time we were playing. I also play games on D&D Denial, usually Saturdays with Moonstone Matriarchy, and I run games Tuesdays and Fridays. Right now, I'm running a homebrew game called Strands of Fate, and then I'm running a homebrew version of Eve of Ruin with Vecna.
Ooh, fantastic.
Yes.
Kate,
Thank you.
who are you? What cool stuff are you up to?
Sadly, not a lot. Um, I did a beta test with Legends of Logomancy earlier this
Ooh.
year, and we were doing the Vagabond beta test.
Mm.
And other than that, I'm a ghost in the wind.
Oh my gosh. Um, what about you, Vixie?
Oh, it's me, Mario. Hey, everybody. My name is Vixie Bell. I've been your friendly neighborhood player here at the Logomancy table. I love playing at Logomancy. But it's always fun here. Anyway, you can find me everywhere on the internet, both personally and as part of the Pocket Dragon Pub, which is my actual play channel. I'm wearing my shirt. Yay, Pocket Dragon Pub. Anyway, so over at the Pocket Dragon Pub, we are very busy because we are also participating as part of the Roll for Wishes event. I believe we are running Escape from the Witch's Tower, which is coming up. We have Whispers from the Autumn Vale, which is a Kids on Bikes one-shot. We also, I know we have I think everybody at this table is playing in one game or the other. You just saw me in Killer Ratings. I think we also have we have Candela Obscura on Halloween. So if you're not doing anything on Halloween, I know at least 2 people at this table that are going to be playing as part of a brand new circle. And the last one that I will be run at the Pocket Dragon Pub is called Starlit Serenade. If you like Girl by Moonlight, that is a Girl by Moonlight one-shot that I'm super excited to do as well. So yeah, that's without everything else that I'm doing in between, because I'm also going to be playing a game called Die over at the Happy Jacks RPG Network, which I'm super excited about as well. And yeah, I believe I'm coming back to Logomancy in November for a game of Ryutama. So I'm super excited about that. I have a lot happening throughout October and November. There is also Big Bad Con. If you're going to be in San Francisco during Big Bad, I will be there as well. So yeah. I'm a very busy person, and I don't know how I got this busy, but I'm not mad about it.
I know that was a lot of information, but if you do want to catch Vixie anywhere, I know she posted her schedule, everything she just said,
Yes.
on her Instagram.
You can find me at Vixie Bell or at Vixie Bell on most platforms, or at Vixie Bell Cosplay, and at Pocket Dragon Pub everywhere else. So yeah.
Quinn, this was your first actual play, is that right?
Yeah, I can follow up Vixie, I think, pretty well too, because I feel like my ADHD made my schedule, and now I'm just living it. Yeah, I'm Quinn. You can find me on the internet right now only on Twitter at Quinn_Beckham27. I wanted to thank you guys for making this as my first live stream game. So much fun. This was such a good cast. I had so much fun playing with you all. And I'm so excited to keep playing with so many of you. I'm doing a ton of different streams for Roll for Wishes. I'm also in a stream tomorrow that I'm GMing on the New Age Geek Twitch page. We're playing Cracker Barrel Has Fallen, which is another kind of ridiculous horror game. I'm so excited to run that. I will also be running 2 games for Roll for Wishes. I'm running Thirsty Sword Lesbians next Saturday. And then a game that my friend designed called Emergent, which is live on Kickstarter now. And I will be running that on a week from now, next Sunday. So yeah, this was so much fun. I'm enjoying doing live streams and meeting all of these new people. And I hope to be in a lot of things soon. And I will also be at Big Bad.
Yay!
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, should I go before you, Neon, so you can talk fundraising?
Yeah. Do you first, and then I'll close out.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm known as All the Ampersands on Twitch, and that's also my handle on Instagram. I've been playing games for a long ass time, but it is totally like that doesn't mean I'm super good at them. But I do actually enjoy running games, and I'm so glad this is my first GM spot on an actual play. I have been a player several times, but this is my first time running, so thank you. And sorry for my power surge killing everything in my house that was electronic and for like half a second, but half a second was just long enough. But normally you can find me on Twitch, streaming under the name All the Ampersands. Funnily enough, one of my favorite genres is ghost hunting games like Phasmophobia and Demonologist, and This Is a Ghost. Especially because I love the horror comedy aspects of, all we can do is walk around the haunted location and try to figure out what the ghost is, and the ghost is trying to kill us. So this feels very familiar to this game. But also I'll be at Big Bad Con, and I'm not running anything, but I'll be hanging out, and I signed up for a lot of games, so I'll be super fun. So see you there. And yeah, I'll be on the Pocket Dragon Pub as part of this fundraiser playing Candela Obscura on Halloween night. So that's fun. That's I think we're aiming for 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern is when we go
Yes,
live.
that is correct.
So that's where you'll see me next. And Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons are usually my regular stream times over on my own channel. Mostly video games, but I'm hoping to do more actual plays and run more games and play more games. So
Also, I think you did a great job for your first time GMing this actual play.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you so much. Yeah, and all my information is alltheampersands.carrd.co. It's got 2 R's, so I feel like I have to roll them, but CARRD.co. Neon, who are you and what cool stuff do you get up to?
Hello, everyone. It's me, Neon Graffiti. You can find me on the internet anywhere at itsneongraffiti.com. Well, I mean, it's Neon Graffiti. I would love a website. But we're not there yet. You'll see me all over the place, especially at Logomancy Media. But you can also catch me on Twitch at itsneongraffiti.com. I mostly play video games there too, but who knows? Maybe a few TTRPG games that get double scheduled will end up over there. This has been a wonderful stream for the Roll for Wishes event this month. Thank you, everyone who donated to this game specifically. But you can catch games all throughout the month on a number of channels where you can see GM of Revan over on twitch.tv/GM of Revan running Festival of Wishes at 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, which is 5 o'clock Pacific and 8 Eastern. You'll also be able to catch Oops All Goblins here on Logomancy Media tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, I have to do the live and
Time is weird. It's fine.
Time is weird soup, and I am at this point a stick.
Yes.
So thank you everyone for coming, tuning in, watching. Come on back again tomorrow on Tuesday here at Logomancy. We have Sinkhole Heist run by the wonderful Jackie Skyknight. We have every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We have Isle of Lunder, which is a long 4-game series set in the Frontier Adventure Company world, and many, many, many more games all throughout the month. You'll see me a lot, and I'm so sorry. But aside from that, thank you so much. Go check it out. Check out the Tiltify link. Check out Logomancy.com. I believe does have Logomancymedia.com has, I believe, information on how to join Logomancy, how to donate to the Tiltify, everything like that. So come hang out, come check shows out, come say hi to us, come into the chat, get us to drink more water, because a lot of these people are dehydrated. There was salt in the game and in their bodies too. And we gotta fix that. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming by.
Bye.
Thanks for Karen. Bye.